podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling. Every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling.
We don't fight for rings and stuff like that. I don't fear anyone.
En este deporte no se viene a jugar y no le tengo miedo a nadie.
We don't come to play in this sport. I fear no one in this sport.
Does that mean that you will fight Triple G later this year?
Como lo dije en la pelea pasada, ahorita mismo me vuelvo a poner los guantes.
As I said in the last fight, right now I'll put on the gloves again.
¡Viva México!
Canelo wants to unify all the titles.
When did you realize, Andy, that you could take his power?
Because of the Mexican warrior that I am, I got that Mexican blood in me, so talking about the Mexican style, I just proved it.
BoxingVoice.com.
Ain't no other sight in the game to see the Boxing Voice.
Good morning, TBV. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank God it's Friday. I mean, every day's Friday for me, but thank God it's Friday for y'all. You know, you get to kick your feet up, get you a little weekend with some good boxing, and you get to listen to me yet again for your daily commute. Right alongside New Jersey's own Doomatron activated. Yo, is he trying to break a record? How many shows is this week for the little Doomatron?
Damn.
The little Doomy that could just keeps on trucking. What up, Doom?
You already know, Chad. This is the favorite part of mine.
The best part of waking up
is the TBV in my cup, bro. And I'm always happy when I'm on. So especially when you're talking about a fight that's gonna happen tomorrow. So I know that we should be talking about Yildirim, but we've talked enough. What we want to see is the Jermall Charlo fight that we've been asking for so long. And, he gave a little bit of clarity. I'm not going to say that it was totally like, yeah, it's going to happen like it was translated to English. But, he did say that it could happen at any moment, It could happen at any moment. So that was good.
Are you insinuating that the quotes weren't transcribed from Spanish to English accurately?
I mean, I think that it was a lot of gray area in the translation. You could have took it one way or another.
Did you hear the audio? Did you hear the audio?
Yeah, I did hear the audio, and I kept listening to it.
Can you, distinguish the discrepancy so that the rest of us know? Because I had no clue, so this is all news.
So if I say in Spanish, esa pelea puede pasar a cualquier tiempo,
Yes.
It's like it can happen at any time. Uh-huh. It's not saying that it must happen. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, okay, but like he did still say that means that fight at any moment could happen. That should give Jermall Charlo like an insight to like, hey, listen, that call can come at any time. That's what I translated it into.
What about when they asked him specifically his thoughts on Jermall Charlo thinking that Canelo's avoiding him? How did he answer that in Spanish?
Yeah, he said, but todos dicen lo mismo. Le gano a uno y otro aparece,
Sound like Floyd. Floyd used to say that. He said, when I beat one, they just build another one up.
Yeah, and they keep popping up. It's like the Hydra monster, you know what I'm saying? You keep taking the head off, another one grows. And that's how he felt about it. I think Canelo's just solid in his experience, man. He knows what the media is gonna say. He knows how to react to everything. But he never shies away. He's never shying away, you know what I'm saying? He never comes off as somebody that's dodging somebody. A lot of guys out there, say that he's dodging certain guys and things like that. But, it's not about the dodging, man. It's about what's doing best for your career, and at the same time still putting on, entertaining fights. And Jermall Charlo versus Canelo would be awesome, bro. When he said, that could happen anytime, woo! that means that call could happen at any time, you know. And he's still interested, you know, in fighting my man Sweet Hands, Caleb.
Well, that's going to happen, and that's why I put in the title 2021 or early 2022, right? Because he's been very, very vocal that if things go according to plan, he will fight Billy Joe in May, Saunders in September, and come back in December. Now, in this article, he says if Charlo moves up, but he also leaves it open that he may move back down. They speak about Eddie Reynoso wanting him to take on Ryota Murata for the full title in Japan.
He'd make more money there.
No, absolutely. You know? But, I mean, look, we all know that there's a lot of different options for Canelo that he can make more money that isn't Charlo. We're not going to get into the money of it because he's saying he wants to fight him. We're trying to figure out, or I am. You can go down whatever road you want, and I'm gonna go with you. I'm just saying, I'm trying to figure out when is it most likely to happen. When is the highest probability of it happening? And I think December, being a month that he wants to come back, it's something that he personally wants to achieve, to fight 4 times in 1 year, and he's on track to do that if he can beat both Billy and Plant. It does leave him open for a fight with Charlo, but I think it would be healthy for him if Charlo moved up, because, I mean, you don't want to have 3 fights at 68 and then go down to 2022. I mean, you don't want to go down to to December to 160 to face Charlo. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't think he'd want to go down to 160 to face Charlo. I mean, he's already at 175. They got to meet in the middle. Who's
at 175?
Canelo, he's gone as far as 175 already. I mean, going all the way down to what is it, 160? That's a lot of, you know. I mean, look, he's cut way more weight than that, and he's put on more weight. So I mean, anything that Canelo won't surprise me if he can do it, you know. But why give up that much weight when you're in position in the position you're in?
So if he doesn't make it happen in December, which is the date that he is saying he wants to come back, if he can beat Plant in September, then it's got to happen. You know, I mean, you know, the obvious is the next year, 2022, maybe early 2022, he could squeeze it in. Because obviously the agenda is being undisputed at 168, but it does leave us a date in December, man. It does leave us an opportunity in December if he didn't take too much punishment, if the next, you know, 3 fights, including Saturday, aren't too tough. December's a huge possibility, man. I mean, all week he's been talking about hoping to come back in December.
These fights, though, are going to make it or break it in a sense, because if he needs to take a little more time off between fights, you know, because of maybe the fights are pretty tough, it might push it into 22.
And that's a very high probability. That's why I got the question mark at the title. But, you know, you looking at Yildirim, and people already don't think he's on his level. I think we looked up the odds, and you guys said it was like 32-1 or something crazy, 50-1. So Canelo and his team aren't expecting to take punishment there. Then you look at Billy Joe, and yeah, he's a phenomenal boxer, but he's not a puncher. So we're not expecting to take punishment there. You know what I'm saying? Then you look at Plant, he didn't knock out Truax. People, his stock.
I see. Okay.
His stock went down in some people, not mine. That's my boy. But in some people's eyes, they're like, yo, you know, they wanted more. So now they're looking at it like, yo, he could even hurt Canelo.
So the fact that the big question is, obviously we know that Sweet Hands is not knocking guys out, and Billy Joe ain't knocking guys out, right? So it's gonna be a matter of sustained punishment, you know. If they're able to box out, go head to head with Canelo and outbox him, you know, with the slick boxing, maybe the head movement wasn't just enough, you know, maybe the youth is there for Caleb. I don't know, because again, Canelo's not too old himself, just been in it for a long time, and it's gonna be a matter of sustained punishment, I guess, man. If he, maybe, you know, a cut or something like that. But those are all what ifs, right? I get what you're saying. The probability of him getting hurt, you know, by a big shot is pretty slim on this one, in my opinion, too.
Yeah. I mean, look, I guess Yildirim could do it again. You know, you can't disrespect him. He started his career at 175. He may have some power. That is what old boy likes to say, right? Fuck.
Damn, beatbox.
Joel Diaz likes to say that, like that Yildirim can punch. You heard the sparring partner Koribano, right? The Russian we had the other day. He said, that Yildirim is a dog. You know what I'm saying? So are we underestimating him because he got clipped in a fight? And it's a fight. Like that happens. You get clipped. You know what I'm saying? AJ got clipped and shit went south. Deontay just got clipped and shit went south. Like, are we underestimating him? Is he a bigger underdog than he should be? I don't think so. I think we're still spot on. And regardless if he got clipped or not, I want to see Canelo do him dirty because old boy already did. And those comparisons are there. It's like, Chris Eubank, he looked good. I'm gonna even see, can we find that.
No, I don't even think it's so much like. I mean, look, it could be a little bit of both, right? I think it's more of a. We just haven't heard enough of Avni Yildirim. We haven't heard enough. That's why we're not. I guess getting behind him, and that's why probably the odds are probably looking the way they look. There's not a lot of popularity, obviously, but also because we're so confident in what Canelo's been doing. Canelo's just been destroying guys, and the height and all that stuff hasn't really mattered. So we're not seeing him in any danger, so to speak. Now, fighting Charlo, just going back to that real quick, I just wanted to ask, like, how easy is that fight now? Canelo is his own promotion, right? He's under his own promotion. Is he tied down to Dazn? No, right?
No, it's extra easy. And think about it. If he can make it happen, it can be a 2-fight deal. So Eddie revealed that Yildirim and Billy Joe is a 2-fight deal, right? So what happens when he goes to negotiate with Plant? They could easily say, all right, you didn't want to do a 3-fight deal before. You don't want to be tied down long term. Well, let us get the Plant fight with you and Charlo. So you got September, December, 2-fight deal like you did with Matchroom. What up?
Wow.
All he could do is say, no, I just want Plant and we'll talk about Charlo after. Or he could say, yeah, a 2-fight deal. How much? 70,000, 60,000, 50, 25, whatever. I mean, I said 1,000, but I meant
million.
I meant million. Whatever they gonna be offering him, that's up to him to take it. But yeah, it's possible. Because if you're gonna negotiate with Plant in September, you can easily secure a 2-fight deal. You can It could be Benavidez. You can tell
he
PBC,
got the whole side of it.
Exactly. You can tell PBC, listen, I'm coming for that belt. I either want a rematch clause, and that's my 2 fights, or I want 2 separate fights with 2 separate rematches. But that's long term. That sounds like a 4-fight deal unless he wins. So, it's very look, those are the things we ain't gonna know. But I'm just giving you possibilities when it comes down to negotiating. Like, he don't have to say, I just want Plant. He could sweeten it for Al. Like, look, let me get Plant and we give him a career high $8 million, but we gonna fight Charlo and give him $12 million, $15 million. Like, they could sweeten it. He's his own boss, and he sets the bar. It's like Pacquiao. We laughed at him, but truth is, somebody might give him that $40 million that he want for Crawford. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these people get to set their own standard, man. Their mandatory minimum. When you on that level, so bless them. It's definitely, I'm just happy he's acknowledging Charlo, and we could get this one out the way. I love rivalries, right? And if you think your guy could beat my guy, this is what I do this show for, so that Sunday you predict, Thursday we talk that shit, and you losers eat that crow. And I've been here before. My guys have lost, and I'm here to pick up the phone and serve crow and eat crow. So Charlo's my my dude, but Canelo's my gallo. You know what I'm saying? Like, in the olden days, you know, the emperor sends the gladiator to do battle. You know, and Canelo's my gladiator. That's who we sending out there. You know what I'm saying?
He's TVV's Achilles.
Yo, I thought it was Troy. What's my man Brad Pitt? He's in the tent
Achilles.
right now.
He's Achilles.
He in the tent eating motherfucking grapes with naked women with big titties, man. But when we
He's
need
a
him,
naked priestess.
yo, when we need him, he coming out to slay the dragon, man. That's just the bottom line. See, that is the difference. I am that confident in my guy. They are not. You know what I'm saying? That's why it always becomes a thing of like, yo, but he's ducking and no, Charlo can't fight Benavidez because he waiting for that Canelo shot. You know what I'm saying? Billy Joe ain't gonna fight nobody dangerous because he waiting for that Canelo shot. That's why he still ain't fight Andrade. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, Ness, are you not entertained? Good morning. I'm sorry to interrupt. Can you just respond to our guests, please? They're asking a few questions that I'm not sure how to get to. I tried my best to facilitate, but I need your help. What's going on, Doomy?
What's going on, champ?
Big up yourself, whether you're there yard or you're there abroad. Bop, bullet. Well, go on, guys.
Call you abroad. Chee. Nothing, man. Listen, I got with and also Nuts that Twitter post that I sent you earlier. Yeah, it was real. He just got verified. Shout out to my boy Teofimo Lopez.
That's what I'm saying.
Just got verified.
But that's what I'm saying. How he just got verified, but that tweet from yesterday don't got the. I won't run with that shit, man.
Yeah. Nah, he said he was on the Pug and Cop show too, man, saying the same things. You know what I'm saying? He has some emotions.
Twitter.
I don't know, but I got to go back to listen to the full one. Yeah, shout out to Theo. Yeah, he funny as hell. He's like all this attention with no verification.
No blue check. Where the blue check at? Yeah, they listening to you. They got you.
Yo, champ. Nah, man. What's up, man? You coming on strong? We talking about this Charlo mention that Canelo had in one of these interviews. What you think about that? Were you able to hear it, listen to it?
Yeah, man. I think it's amazing. Canelo's, I guess, doing what everybody would like him to do, is take on those opponents that they say that he's not fighting. So for him to say late 2021 or early 2022 was amazing, man. It's amazing. That fight must happen. I'm pretty sure Canelo's hearing all the talks and all the chatters about him ducking Charlo, or he doesn't want to fight no fighters like that. So he's doing what Charlo should have did to Benavidez, was say, yeah, we gonna get it on and popping at some point. So yeah, I'm excited about that.
Oh shit, man.
He didn't say, "Oh, you need to get this, you need to get that." He said, "Yo, we gonna try to get it popping." No.
Random thought here. Yo, somebody ever FaceTime you like early or mad late, and you don't even know the number?
What, spam or something?
Nah, just like a number. It's like,
yeah,
you know, like,
that happened to me before.
Like,
yeah,
like you in the 908, so like a 908 fucking is FaceTiming you, but it's not in your what's the name?
It's not in your contacts.
Yeah. Like,
so you got no picture. You don't know who it is. Yeah. Should I answer it or not?
You know what I'm saying? And you just like, yo, who
prank call.
Yo, you just like, yo, who is this disrespectful person? Like, I don't even have you, but you want to FaceTime. You want to, like, I don't know who you are. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I'd point him at like the wall and shit. As soon as he answers the shit, like, hey, what's up? What's up? But this is Wall.
That's crazy.
Like that. That's crazy.
But you know, that's a new wave, man.
What?
I get spam.
I FaceTime everybody, man. I get.
Yeah, that a lot.
I want to see your face. Forget talking. I hear your voice all the time. Let me see your face. What you doing?
Yeah.
You can't say, "Yo, I'm in bed, motherfucker." You lie. You in the club.
You ain't doing what you saying.
Yo, why is it so hard to find my mans in them? Man?
Yo, when FaceTime came out, bro, when we first got hit with FaceTime, it was like, yo, you can't lie no more.
Nah.
You ain't lying no more. Your chick calling you like, just FaceTime me real quick, man.
Hey, babe, I'm kind of busy right now. Yeah, just 2 seconds of FaceTime, babe. I can't really do it. You can't
I just
FaceTime.
want to look at you.
You stuck.
You stuck. Like, oh, my camera broken.
Oh, babe, I gotta charge my phone. My phone's like, hang that shit up. Turn that bitch off.
FaceTime did it, bro. I be seeing some funny ass shit though, man. People be carrying around pillows and blankets and shit. They'll be FaceTiming with a pillow and a blanket, but they in the car ready to jump in the club and shit.
I've never seen that one.
No, they got the pillow and everything. They're like this. Yeah, babe. Yeah. All right, good night. They just take it off, walk right out the car.
Yeah.
Right.
Ness, have you seen that before? That shit.
What? I'm just trying to get this.
Yeah, you good. Alex, any other funnier ones like that?
Oh man,
I got him.
Cheers.
I've never seen that. That's just funny.
Oh, shit had me dying. Like, yo,
you got the pillow in the car.
Yo, they making me feel old, B. I'm gonna have to switch to Zoom now because it's the new wave and shit. Nobody will know how to use Skype now. Man, get out of here.
Zoomy.
Get out of here, man. Come on, man. Skype been around forever, man. That's like old faithful. Reyes, what's up, Atkin Reyes? What's going on, sweet scientist, man? We really appreciate you taking out the time to come on the show. I know you in the fight bubble. It's fight week with Canelo Alvarez and Avni Yildirim, but this is Reyes from obviously and Barack, sweet scientists, both on Dazn and SiriusXM. You guys have really changed the game when it comes to sports and entertainment in the boxing industry. It's funny the way that we met, and now you guys are my inspiration. Damn, I don't even have you on the screen, but for real, now I got you.
Yeah,
you
he
guys,
on the screen. Yeah,
you guys are my inspiration, man. You guys came in the game, and it wasn't even like bullish, but the moves you made put you in position. And I'm very proud to have met you before you started, and to see you on this level. I mean, you just narrated, so like you're the new Lee Shriver, right? Like that. What's my man name from the Billions? Like, yo, that's crazy, bro. Like, yo, congratulations, man. Just congratulations first and foremost, because for me, like narrating that Canelo thing, that was like huge, man. For me, I don't know about how it felt for you.
No, it was a big deal. First off, I appreciate, man, all of the compliments and the acknowledgement. And, the feeling is mutual. You've always, iron sharpens iron, right? So I always admire you and the team that you built. Like, I enjoy watching you guys. So I appreciate all that, man. Like, yeah, I'm in this burst off the Skype shit, man. I feel like an old man, man. I was struggling trying to get on. I'm like, because I'm so used to, we've been doing Zoom for the last 10 months, and I'm like, Skype, and I felt like, damn, man, I'm out of touch, but I finally got it, man.
Yo, one favor, turn your phone sideways so they could get that nice 5-star hotel that you in there with Canelo and shit. In case Canelo jump in your room, we could get him on camera, man. So where's your partner at, man? Where's Barack? I haven't texted him this morning, but is he out there with you? Y'all both going to be doing the fight?
Yeah, he's out here. I mean, him and I are supposed to be on a broadcast, co-hosting with Kate then for most of the broadcast. So we'll be on a broadcast tomorrow, God willing. So he's in another room, quarantining. We just took a test, so I have to stay here till I think 9, 10 p.m. till I get the results, and then I can roam the hotel and all that. So this is the process, But I got a lot of studying to do all day, notes and shit for tomorrow. So I'm good though.
I gotta ask, man. I'm assuming you're gonna be his best man, and I'm just wondering, like, how do you give a dude that is so God-fearing, right, and already just found the fiance of his life, like he's already got you, like, what is you gonna do for his bachelor party that he's actually gonna enjoy, right? Like, what you got planned for Barack, man? It's about to be over. He tying a knot, man.
Well, I'm not sure if I'm the best man, but I know I'll be a part of it. But it ain't gonna be strippers, I'll tell you that.
I know that for sure.
Exotic dance going. That's a good question. That's a hell of a question, because you got to do some real, like, brainstorming and get real creative to put some sort of bachelor party together for Barack. I tell you, man, that's my brother. But he's the type to not want anything. You know what I mean? He might want to just go out to dinner with his fellas and chop it up and say a long prayer afterwards.
Yo, I gotta ask you, because you interview Tio all the time. Did you expect that? Did you expect somebody to come left field, a new Dazn, to offer double, almost triple what Top Rank offered?
Well, I mean, to be honest, not to let too much out the bag, you know what I'm saying? I knew some things were coming along those lines because we do speak to him often, but I didn't know that was the number. But I knew that was going to be a big offer. Double what Matchroom, damn near double what Matchroom offered. I didn't see that coming at all. But if you're a new entity in any business, in order to make a splash, you have to do something drastic, right? So they have the money to jump out the window, but they're strategic about it. A lot of people were happy with that Tyson Jones broadcast, for many reasons. People like the Snoop thing. They like the performances. I personally, I'm not crazy about hip-hop performance in between fights.
Me neither.
I like hip-hop by itself when I'm watching it. I never was into that. I'm not even crazy about the fighters walking to the ring with a performance. If you have an artist that you love and admire walking you to the ring with the music playing in the background, that's dope. But I don't like the performances in boxing, man. So I don't know what their angle is, man. But I didn't see this coming at all. But I kind of like it. It's disrupting the industry, you know what I mean?
Yo, what's your thoughts on the way? I mean, guys, don't let me mute y'all, man. If y'all want to jump in, you got to be aggressive. But what's your thoughts on Bob just like dogging his fighters in the media like this, man?
Bob is damn near 90 years old. I'm not sure if he's 90 yet, 89. I mean, he's half the time. He's like you. He's on that Bob Marley all the time, you know what I mean? So he don't give a shit, you know what I mean? He doesn't care. He's just frank and honest. And look, I'd rather a promoter be that way instead of being, incognito and not really express how he feels about the fighters. It's better for them to know. And he's just, hey, I'm not.
But is he being honest though? Is he being honest? Right. Like, you don't think that you think he's losing money on Terrence Bud Crawford?
Yeah, see, I don't no, I'm not saying that. I don't agree with all of his statements, but I'm not his accountant. I don't know what he makes per fight. I mean, it doesn't seem like he will be losing money, and we could all assume that, but I hate when people tell me, you got it. You got it. I know you could afford that. I hate people counting my money, so I won't count another man's money.
You got it. You could afford that. You getting that new Corvette? That shit looking good. What you getting this year? Now you could get it. Nah, look.
Exactly. I'm not with that. So I don't know, but listen, I think boxing is hot right now, man. I really, despite of the pandemic and what we have to deal with, like me dealing with this bubble and all that, me and Barack talk about this often, and this era of boxing, it might go down as one of the best, and people are going to argue that. The old timers are going to argue that, and they're going to bring up Ali, they're going to bring up Hearns, Hagler, and all that. But there's so much talent in boxing right now. People need to stop and appreciate what we have. I know a lot of the fights aren't happening yet, but I believe that 2021 and 2022, we're going to see all of those fights that we want.
You think we're going to get to see this Jermall Charlo fight versus Canelo? Canelo mentioned them in an interview. We were just touching on that topic.
Yeah. Yo, listen, we back in January, back in Dallas, after the Ryan Garcia fight, we spent some time with Canelo at the little after get together. And we had a conversation with him about Charlo. And Canelo is the type of guy, he's really cerebral, right? He wants to conquer 168. Like, that's nothing that's going to stop him from doing that this year. And if he gets past, obviously, tomorrow night and Billy Joe and Caleb, he wants Jermall Charlo. But he has to have something to offer, right? He's not at 168, right? Jermall is not campaigning at 168. He obviously doesn't have a title at 168. We know, us boxing fans, we want that fight, right? It's interesting. It's intriguing. He's a big middleweight. Can Canelo deal with his power, his jab? But Canelo's at the stage of his career that you have to have something to offer. So he would have to come up to 168, right? And create the fight has to be built up. Maybe him winning a title if Canelo doesn't get the Caleb Plant. Maybe we can get a Jermall Charlo fighting Caleb Plant at 168 and Canelo fighting the winner out of those dudes. Like, these other guys have to do something. But personally, he wants to fight because he hears the noise. He says he knows everybody is talking Charlo, and some people are questioning if he can beat him. He definitely wants that fight. I think it's going to happen in 2022.
You think he does?
Oh, go ahead, Jen. Go ahead.
Do you think he does better numbers though? Like the better numbers than he would with Billy Joe. Like how interesting is that fight? You know, as far as money and numbers.
Jermall Charlo. It's not. I mean, it's not a mega fight yet. It's not a blockbuster fight, and that's not to discredit Jermall. Jermall's a hell of a fighter. Look, he proved that he is elite against Berchelt, right? But in order for blockbuster fights to happen, it has to be more. You know, maybe Maul has to do a little bit more press, make a little bit more noise. For us fight fans, it's a huge fight. What was that?
Beat Benavidez.
That was gonna be my question, man.
Listen. Benavidez is, in my opinion, I think is a better fighter than Caleb Plant. Not in terms of skill and slickness. Yeah, you know, Caleb is a hell of a fighter, but I see Benavidez beating Caleb Plant, right? But he has no strap. He's shown a little lack of discipline, right? No disrespect to him. It happens. But who wants to risk a fight with Benavidez when he has really no strap and really nothing to offer? I mean, it's good for bragging rights and, you know, legacy. But I haven't heard Jermall mention Benavidez's name. Let's let him commit to 168 first, though. I mean, has he committed to saying, I'm done with middleweight, I'm moving up to 168, the campaign there?
He was going back and forth with Benavidez, and then when it was getting real thick, he said, you got to get a vaccine and catch weight at 164. So he not serious with that. But, you know, what I will ask, people like to debate and save the argument by saying, why does Charlo have to do something? Liam Smith didn't do nothing. Rocky Fielding didn't do nothing. What did Callum Smith do? What did they bring to the table? Like, why were those fights easy to make for Canelo and not a Charlo fight? Like, they gonna ask you or debate with you, like, come on, what you trying to say, that Liam is better than Charlo or Callum would have been a bigger fight than Charlo? Like, if Callum could do 325 in Texas, what the fuck is Charlo going to do in Texas with Canelo?
Well, first off, Callum Smith had the world title. So he did have something to offer. And when Canelo Alvarez in 2018 was fighting Rocky Fielding, this is the chatter that you heard. People won't remember now, but back then, Callum Smith is the guy at 168. Why isn't he fighting Callum Smith? He's big, he's tall, 6'4". He doesn't want to take a risk then. So they talked about him fighting Callum Smith then, but people forgot about that. So he fought Callum Smith. He's a top guy at 168. This is the division that he's trying to conquer. Canelo is not at middleweight. He's not at middleweight. You know, if Jermall Charlo made an official statement and said, I'm at 168 now, I'm fighting at 168 pounds, super middleweight division, all right? I want Canelo, right? At least you're at the weight, so the discussion can start. But the fact that people say Canelo is ducking somebody that's not in his weight class doesn't make any sense at all. It's no logical.
But you, like, if Charlo was sitting in this conversation, he gonna be like, but you asking me to do what I've already done. I was already at 54 with him, and I already had a title when he had a title. You know, maybe he was moving up. Maybe I wasn't a big name, but I eventually got a title at 54. Then I chased him to 60. I became his mandatory. He took the franchise on me. Now you want me to go up? I'm going to move up. I'm going to declare it today that I'm 168, but Are you sure you're going to fight me? What if he goes up and fight Better Beef now? What if he moves up and say, I want to conquer 175 now?
Cross that bridge when you get there. You're right. At 150, listen, at 154, you're right. The fight wasn't big at all. It didn't make any sense to make that fight then at all. At 160, Canelo made the biggest fight possible, which is against Triple G and two of them, right? There was no bigger fight at 160 than that fight, right?
I agree.
For whatever reasons, and even at 160, when Canelo fought Triple G at 160 twice, was the Charlo fight a big fight? And honestly to you, who had he beaten? Listen, and I want to make this clear. I think Jermall Charlo is an exceptional fighter because I said he hadn't, if I'm saying he hadn't fought anybody at that time, that's not to discredit him. It wasn't his fault, but he still wasn't elite. I think the Derevchenko fight really solidified that, all right, like this dude is really, really that good. I knew he was that good before, but he made a statement. Those are the fights that you need. Those statement fights, like the Derevchenko fight.
But wait,
in my opinion, to make big fights.
But the statement wasn't made for you. Statement wasn't made for you with Julian Williams. Like that was a statement. And then for Williams to come back and become unified and beat the hell out of her that way, it made Maul's win and statement louder.
It was a hell of a statement. But after Williams, do you think Canelo Charlo is a blockbuster fight right after he beat him? Was that enough?
I mean, but that's what we saying though. Like again, not me. Listen, I just want you to understand what I'm. I just want you to understand what I'm saying. This isn't me. I'm just giving you like all the comments I get daily, all the calls I get daily. So they saying, so was Callum a big fight at the time that they took it, or was Liam a big fight at the time? That's what they trying to say. Like, why does Charlo and Andrade have to have this invisible giant standard to leap over when other guys get the Canelo Willy Wonka ticket without doing much? Like a Fielding, for instance. Again, Rocky Fielding, what the hell did he do?
Listen, that was just a showcase fight. New deal on Dazn, right? 168 guy, first time he was fighting at 168. As far as Liam Smith, they put 60,000 people in Cowboy Stadium, bro. 60,000 people. You got to understand, these guys in the UK, right? They bring a different audience, right? Now, the zone is global. It's in over 200 countries. So that Callum Smith fight that people in America might not see to be a big deal, it's big globally, right? He has a big boxing is way bigger in the UK than it is in America.
But wasn't that fight streamed on Sky in the UK?
In the UK, but in other countries, Bulgaria and Italy and Japan. I'm talking about other countries. And when I say that side of the world, yes, exclusively the UK have the fights, but there's surrounding countries around there where boxing is still as big and it's available on Dazn. So, the approach is more of a global approach, not just America. So I'm not going to justify every fight that people are not completely happy with, but this is a business, right? Charlo is a threat to any middleweight or super middleweight, right? So in the boxing fans, if that's a fight that people think Canelo could lose, that makes it an intriguing fight to want to watch, right? People don't know. Those are the big fights. Why not wait till it can be as big as possible so Charlo could get paid as much as he can, and we can have a fight that we anticipate.
Because we lose it. They getting old. Charlo's they both the same age right now. They getting older, and I mean, look, again.
The question is how much longer can it wait?
Real quick, before you make that next statement, just keep in mind that Al Heyman has a lot to do with this as well. These fights are not that simple to be made.
Let me ask you, you being on the DAZN side, we get a lot of DAZN fans that come into the chat, call into the show like, man, Charlo ducked Canelo. Canelo sent them an offer. Do you know if that's true? Did Canelo send him an offer anytime that I don't know? Like, people be saying they sent them $7 million. Eddie sent them $8 million for Andre. Like, is this true?
No, Eddie has made offers to Charlo for other fights, not Canelo. Because Canelo just started working with Eddie Hearn. I don't know of an official offer for Charlo. I know that there's an offer made to Caleb Plant at one point, a real from Golden Boy for the Canelo fight. Right now, and people were saying that Canelo doesn't really want to fight Caleb Plant for whatever crazy reason, right? But there was an official offer made.
Oh,
but, I don't know.
The producer is saying you was right. Callum Smith versus Canelo was Dazn in the UK, so they stopped dealing with Scott for that one. I didn't even know that.
Maybe. I mean, that's a good freaking question. I don't know.
He's confirming.
So there you go. I mean, well, they have exclusive rights to AJ. Yeah, no, he's right. They have exclusive rights to AJ fights. So every AJ fight is still Sky Sports for, I don't know, another 6-8 months, maybe another year or something like that. But everybody else is DAZN. So, yeah, we are available in DAZN for a lot of fights. Like Canelo is going to be available in DAZN tomorrow night. So
what's going on?
You can use our link in the description if you ain't already got DAZN.
Yeah, man.
Support that.
It's your man Francis from Canada. I just wanted to ask you a question while we're on the topic of fights and stuff. What did you take on the 60-40 split offer, 70-30 from Errol to Bud Crawford?
I think that, Errol has, because of his pay-per-view numbers, right, and his success, he kind of has the right to feel that way. But Bud has the right to have a rebuttal and say, I'm not going to accept that. I think that Spence should budge a little bit, right, and not bring up, pay-per-view numbers and all of that stuff because of the magnitude of that fight. And that fight still won't be a huge fight. That fight won't do 1 million pay-per-views, buys. It won't. If they fought next month,
what?
Bud Crawford versus Errol Spence will not do 1 million off the bat.
Give me a number, bro.
I see that.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Listen, I don't
number,
like to throw numbers out there, but
I
see it maybe doing. This is if the fight happens next month, right?
Bro, they gonna take you out of context.
Yo, listen. Here's the thing that you guys have to understand, bro. Pay-per-view, when it comes to big numbers and pay-per-view, you can't think because you as a hardcore fight fan think this matchup is amazing. That doesn't translate to fucking millions of numbers. It's just the way it is. There still aren't enough casual fans, people that are going to only watch big fights, enough of them that know about Crawford and Spence. That's the reality, right? So it's not going to do 1.3 million buys. It's not. Now it has the potential, right? But it's tough because, especially right now, fighters can't move around. They can't do certain media. Everything is on freaking Zoom. So it's tough. I love the fight. Bud is a personal friend of mine, and so is Spence. I think those dudes deserve a ton of money. I want them to get paid. Now, to answer your question, I think the fight should be 50-50, right? I do think the fight should be 50-50 because
based on what? Based on what, bruh?
Listen, how many weight classes has Errol Spence won titles in? Just answer that question.
One.
How many weight classes has Bud Crawford won titles in?
3.
3. Mm-hmm. How many times has Errol Spence been an undisputed champion in a weight class?
Never.
Bud has done it once, right? You can't just base it on numbers, man. You have to give Terrence Crawford something.
Bruh,
yeah, I get it. I get it.
That's something. That's not.
You have to give him something.
He was being generous saying 40%. You know it and I know it, man. You telling me I'm out here beating all the top names and you just gonna wait for a fight?
I gotta look after my
Let me ask you a question. Errol Spence, he knows that this is a career-defining fight, right? He knows that this is a fight that everybody needs to see.
Everybody, you just said it won't sell.
Listen,
who's everybody? Who's everybody? You said it won't sell.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about fight fans. I'm talking in regards to hardcore fight fans, people in the industry, and for himself. It's not even only for that. He knows that that fight and that win is going to make him sleep better at night because he's a competitive fighter. He wants to be the best.
I think beating the Canelo might be better. I think
Exactly.
might make him.
Exactly, man.
I think beating the Canelo might make him sleep better at night over a Bud.
Yeah. I think losing. I think
him sleep better at night.
And I think losing the Canelo will make him sleep better at night as well because that check's still the same. Them zeros still gonna cash in the bank.
Listen.
Let me ask you something, Mr. 50-50. Let me ask you a question though. Since you won 50-50. What the fuck is Terrence Crawford's options if Earl says no? Because Earl got a shitload of options. He could fight Ugas for another unification. He could see if Canelo's serious and move up. I mean, he got the whole PBC 154 pound. He could test the waters. Like this is a career defining fight, but he got several career defining fights because of the roster that he's with. He could move up to 54 and fight somebody there, or move up to 60.
I'm glad you said that because that's where both of those fighters are at their point in their career, where it's about business, right? First, and then legacy second. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I've been always of the mindset of like, yo, you can't only fight for the fans. Like when it's all said and done, they're not gonna pay the bills. They're not gonna do anything for you once you retire. So you can't solely worry about the fans. I get that. So it is about business for Errol. And it is about business for Terrence as well. Now, Terrence has an option if they can make the fight with Manny Pacquiao overseas in the Middle East.
You believe that, Ak?
Listen, in the Middle East, yes. In Saudi Arabia, yes. If things are open there.
Can I ask you a question, please?
Yeah, sure.
Why would Manny Pacquiao drop the belt to then go to the Middle East to fight Terrence?
I'll tell you why. For $30 to $40 million.
Yeah, but
how does that help Terrence?
But hold on, it don't matter about Terrence.
Terrence will make his biggest payday ever, and he'll have a legend under his belt on his resume. How can it hurt him? How can going to Saudi Arabia making $10 to $15 million hurt Terrence?
Let me rephrase it because he didn't present the question properly, right? So it's more about. Why would Pacquiao not pick up the phone and say, chill, Gilberto Mendoza, give me a few weeks. I am negotiating for a possible unification with Terrence Bud Crawford in the Middle East. And guess what? You said for 30, 40 million. Cool. Why wouldn't the Middle East be interested in a bigger fight, which is a unification, and be willing to pay for more like they paid AJ, right? Like the bigger the fight, the bigger the check. Yeah. It just doesn't make sense.
No, that's not
how many extensions did AJ get for Povetkin and AJ negotiations? Eddie got extension after extension for that. So you could have asked for an extension. This doesn't sound right to me. We'll see.
First off, in the Middle East, they're not worried about no damn unification bouts. They want. They got. First off, I don't even want. As far as money, right? It's not an issue in the Middle East. If they want to bring fights and make that a hub for boxing, they don't. They just want names. They don't really care about unification, titles, or any. That's good for us. That sounds good for us,
bruh. You saying that, but Amir Khan had a fight for some Middle Eastern WBC belt in the Middle East for $7 million. Like every network wants a belt. You work for a network. You telling me y'all don't want a belt?
The Middle East doesn't have a network, bro. They just giving.
They are the network. They bringing you there. They want to publicize their country.
The network is the Zone or other networks that they work. What I'm saying is they just want to bring the fight to the country because they have too much money to burn.
For the eyeballs, though. It's for the eyeballs. Yeah. All right.
Exactly.
All right. So why wouldn't they want a belt on the line? It's for aesthetic reasons, man. That's what everyone does.
Listen, I'm not saying they're opposing to it being a unification bout, right? But Manny Pacquiao is 43 years old, 42, going to be 43. He doesn't care about. He's won how many titles has Manny Pacquiao won? That dude don't give a shit about no belts. He wants money. He wants to exit with as much money as possible. That's why he was going to fight Manny. That's why he was going to fight Conor McGregor, because that would have brought the most money. And that brings what titles? No titles. This shit is about cash, man. That's it.
Stupendous.
Manny Pacquiao.
I don't know, man. Belts bring
it's
cash.
circumstantial.
So it can't be about cash. Okay.
Belts bring cash, though. They elevate the check.
I mean, as of late, man, I've seen belts just being given up and not even cared for. So, especially by top guys, they'll just give it up.
Fighting Manny Pacquiao right now, right, with no belts on the line. You think that that's going to make the fight any less important?
Who?
If Ryan Garcia got the opportunity to fight Manny Pacquiao at 140 pounds, right, with no belts on the line, you think that's going to make that fight less important or less big financially? No, it won't.
Absolutely not.
For Ryan, it will, because that's in the verbiage of your contract. If you're going for a world title, we paying you more. If you win a world title, we paying you more. I mean, that's just verbiage.
No, that shit is bells and whistles, man. Like, that's semantics. That fight would mean the same with belts or with no belts. It's the young star in Ryan Garcia fighting an old legend, his dream fight. That shit sells itself, and nobody's gonna be like this to ordering that pay-per-view or watching it on the zone. Like, yo, but what title they fighting for? Is it the WBA? I'm not gonna watch this shit if all the titles ain't on the line. Nobody. Like, no, you know what? He's only fighting for the WBA. IBF ain't involved. I ain't watching.
All right, so you won that one, but the point is still this: like, Terrence and Pacquiao been linked for like 12 years already, man, and they still ain't fought. So we supposed to believe Bob this time, not the last 12 years that he been saying Pacquiao Crawford.
Let's hope so. To your point, if Errol has all these other options and he's going to fight somebody else, then Terrence has to fight somebody, right? Obviously, it's fucking impossible for these PBC guys to fight top rank guys, right? So, well, especially in the welterweight division. So let's hope that the fight can be made.
Yo,
why? Hold on, real quick, please. Why? I want to know why from your standpoint.
Why what?
Do you find it difficult for the fights to be made from your standpoint? So that people can understand.
I mean, outside of the obvious, with Al having a strong hold on his fighters and being a type of guy that he's loyal to certain networks that he works with, and for whatever reason, there's been tension between. I mean, look, Bob Arum can speak to Al Heyman. They have conversations. It's not like Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn and DAZN is different. Like for a certain period of time, PBC was blackballing fighters of being on our show, on the Ak and Barak show and the Sweet Scientist show on DAZN. We single-handed, me and Barak tried and worked our asses off to break that wall down and make people realize that, yo, this is a boxing show, right? And this is not hurting any fighter, regardless of what network they're working on or being on network. So now it's been everybody on the PBC side has been on with us with DAZN. As far as Bob is a you just said it earlier, and that's like he says what he feels. He's stubborn for whatever reason. He's not going to give up any more money. He doesn't budge. So that's going to create a clash between him and Al, who's very firm as well. And then the fighters. If Errol is saying that he's not fighting, Bud for less than 60%, then he's calling the shots. It's really Errol calling the shots. So right now, that's the reason why the fight is not happening, because Errol obviously wants a certain percentage, and we all saw Bud's response. That means that he doesn't want the fight. There's so many variables as to why, these fights can't happen. To be honest, I don't have the answer. Like, it needs to change.
The answer is October, man. Tell your man don't re-sign. Tell him stop re-signing. Tell him throw away the fucking pen. That's what he need to do. He got his promoter out here talking shit about him.
Do what?
What you mean? Why he can't?
What? Sign with Al Heyman?
No. I mean,
wishing on a star.
Listen, I mean this, right? Like, you think he deserves 50-50, so you think that he's a star. So let him do what stars do. Let him do. Oh, let me finish. Let him do what stars do. Let him be independent. Let him do a one-off. Why he can't be independent?
I'm not against that. I'm not saying who deserves what. What I'm saying, he has the right to feel entitled to 50%. The man has accomplished a lot.
And listen, I bet you it'll be easier to get that 50 once he shake that top rank off his back in October. Go sit down with Al and Earl, and they'll be willing, I'm sure. And then guess what? Eddie might be like, yo. Huh?
I said, so he can work. So Al and Earl can pay a Bud. So he can work for them, basically. I mean, that's what it.
Nah, he gonna come in. He gonna come in independent. He gonna come in independent.
But it'll still be. I mean, Terrence is not a promoter. He's not gonna come in there with a promoter license, so he's not getting.
What about? They got like fighters and everything. I'm pretty sure they got a promotional company. They just gonna have to put it to work. I mean, they got fighters.
I'm talking about Terrence Crawford.
I think he got a promotion.
So you hire Lou DiBella to promote your show, I mean, come on, you know how this works. Listen to me. Hold on, because you playing. I don't know how, because Canelo don't know how to promote, but he got Eddie to help him as an independent motherfucking artist. Why can't Bud do that?
Canelo is Canelo, bro.
Oh,
you know,
so you telling me you want a dude to get 50% that can't pull his weight?
It's not that he can't pull his weight. Yo, everybody is not going to be that out. Bud is a guy that
your face
he
off.
Talking in the ring, bro. He likes playing with his dogs. He likes playing with his kids. He's not going to be out there he doesn't want to be a mega star. But what he has as leverage is my accomplishments, my accolades. This is what I do in the ring every time. And, yo, I can't tell a man what he's worth. I get what you're saying. Oh, pay-per-view numbers and all of that stuff. But if he doesn't want to fight for less than 50%, it's not gonna stop him from being in the Hall of Fame. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's set. This
Are you not entertained?
Listen, this boxing shit is very
somebody remind him who didn't get in the Hall of Fame this year.
What was that?
Somebody need to remind you who didn't get in the Hall of Fame.
Cotto, right? Was it Cotto?
I don't know. I just know it's a big name that didn't get in the Hall of Fame this year, man. So all that
was it Miguel Cotto?
I don't know, but all I'm telling you is I know it was a big name, and all that Hall of Fame talk, that shit don't mean nothing until you get inducted, and you got to be out the ring 5 years. You don't think they gonna forget you in 5 years? Like you said, you ain't Canelo.
Well, they moved it down to 3 years now.
Oh well, there you go.
They moved it down to 3 years. So if you're retired for 3 years, you can be inducted. Look, the Hall of Fame is not, obviously, that's not the end all and being all. You know what I mean? That's something for personal gratification and all of that. My point in all that is that...
you getting away from this. I don't get it. Why did you have weird energy for Bud being independent and making a deal with PBC or one-off?
I'm not against that. Look.
You did sound like that. You like, what? Why he going to go over there and get paid by them and work for them?
What I'm saying is that what is the... You know, if he doesn't re-sign with Top Rank, then what? Does he sign with Al Heyman? That was a question.
But why he can't do a one-off? Go get that fight you want. And after you beat him, Al probably going to offer you something. Eddie going to offer you, and maybe Top Rank come a-knocking. Go get that one-off.
I'm not against that. I'm not against him doing that. You know, so now you tell me you got to wait till 2022 for that fight to happen.
Why? His contract up in October. We could be talking right now. We could be talking right now.
October 2021.
Yeah, it's 2021. We could be talking right now. We could be building this up right now. It could be headlines right now. Rumor is Earl and Spence going to happen in December. Rumor is Earl and Spence going to be in November.
How do you know that that's not his plan?
But, man, they quiet. That's why I said build it up right now.
You can't do that. You can't build up. You know, when you tie to a promotional company like that, you can't be like 9 months before saying, yeah, I'm not re-signing with Bob. That's going to create a lot of tension.
Don't matter. Clock's still ticking. Don't matter. You can set all the tension you want. You see Tio worried about tension?
But listen, he still has to fight under Top Rank. He still has to make money this year.
Teofimo got 3 more years on Top Rank, man. He ruffling every feather they got. He said, I'm going to Miami.
I wanted to ask Ak the same thing, too. We had a question yesterday that we had on the show. I want to ask you, who do you think has a better opportunity to do a one-off like Necessane or a solo promotion, Teofimo or Terrence Crawford? Because they're kind of in the same situation, but their contract is extended.
Do me play the soundbite. Don't answer that question, man. They already saying Latin bias in the chat. Forget about it.
Don't ask me that question.
Don't answer it, man. Anytime somebody Latino come on the show, it's a Latin bias.
You killing all my questions, man.
I'm just
no. I mean, I could answer it.
Oh,
are you saying? Come again with the question, like who is more? I'm drawing a blank.
Teofimo Lopez and Terrence Crawford.
What about him? What's the question?
Who can stand on their own 2 feet without a promoter right now?
I mean, we all saw what Teofimo did yesterday already, so it's proven that he can do something. So we would have to see Terrence be in that same situation, and that was a unique situation. And obviously, this company Triller hasn't been around for a long time, so they're gonna disrupt the industry. They're changing things. We'll see if Terrence is ever at that point where he can turn down what's offered to him.
October's that point where Thriller can offer him some money too.
And then we'll be able to answer that question then.
But he needs to realize in October, if I just release myself, a lot of doors can open and I can walk down them as one-offs. I could go see Earl for a one-time fight. Like Earl's publicly been on Twitter saying Bob be lying, Bob is the problem. So what is he gonna say once Bob is not in the equation?
So Bob is saying Al is a problem.
Well, that's my point. So when we ain't got Bob in the equation, ain't no more problem.
Right, and maybe that's a decision that Bud is gonna take. Maybe because of what transpired, with the statements that Bob has made, and so on and so forth. Maybe him and his team will make a change. We'll find out in October.
That's your man, so talk to him. Think about it like this. Why make the deal with Earl now? Why even push for it now when Bob could ask you to re-sign if we close this Earl deal? Or
he's not pushing for it.
You still gotta cut him a check out of it.
No, that's what I'm saying. So Bud is not pushing for the Spence fight anymore. He's done with that.
That's right.
Right now he's focused on Manny Pacquiao and making a nice chunk of change.
Play the beat, man. Play the beat, man.
Call him Witch Bee.
He late with it, man. He ain't getting Manny, man. We all know that, man. He was supposed to play Wishing on a Star right there. Come on, we know he ain't getting Manny, man. But what's your yo? He don't get Manny. He don't get Earl. What is the sweet scientist? What are you okay with next?
What's that name?
Or you rather him wait the contract out? Just fuck it. They couldn't get you Pac. They couldn't get you Earl. Don't even fight. Let your shit expire.
Yeah, it's just tough to be inactive, man, for a fight at that level, at that age. You don't want to go that long without fighting. So he just has to be strategic about it and deal with the brunt of the fight fans saying, who you fighting now? Just to stay active, get another check, whoever they can throw at him. I'm not going to throw, too many names out there, but it's not going to be anybody on the PBC side, obviously, right?
What about Mikey, man?
Unless the Sean Porter fight can be made, that's another fight that
I like
they're
that.
working on. But that's how Al is. He'll do a fight with Sean, but not one with Errol, because he's on. I guess he's on a different level according to those guys, and they want that fight to be bigger. But if it's not anybody on a PBC fight, I would say Bud to stay busy, at least fight one more time this year, and then come October, make some tough decisions.
All right, I got 3 questions to ask real quick. Just walk me real quick. All right, so can you let the people know, the Boxing Voice Patreons, Boxing Voice fans, what is your pregame music before you go live? What's that tune that you're listening to get you in the right mood? For
our show?
Yeah, your show for your show.
Yeah, it's usually Jay-Z.
Which album?
I love the American Gangster album, even though it gets overlooked sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
But if I had to pick, I like the evolution of Jay, man. Yeah. So 444 is what I'm listening to a lot of times when I feel like getting amped up.
Wow.
444. Not that I don't love vintage Jay-Z, but that's what I'm at.
Let's go, champ. You feel me?
I actually don't like that album, bro. I'm like this huge Jay-Z fan, but like, I get the album as a pickup to like people coming behind him, but at the same time, I feel like it was also like knocking people. You know what I'm saying, for the shit that you already did, even though
people have to get knocked sometimes. Sometimes you gotta call people out, pull their card. Moonlight. I believe that's the name of the record. That's one of my favorite records on that song. Listen to that. Go back and listen to that record. If that shit don't amp you up, then I don't know.
I gotta see, man. Some of that production was like slow too, man. Who was the producer on that shit? It was a lot of like slow, like a lot of like, yo, drink wine and a J, and I'm like, chill, bro. I'm already slow with the J. I don't need the wine too.
I mean, it's a vibe. It's a different type of vibe. You gotta be on that vibe.
Yeah, he tried to do what Beyonce had some shit like that. I think he tried to follow her on some shit. I don't know, man. Jay,
I fuck with Drake too, man. I listen to Drake.
Shout out to the Sixth God. You already know.
I ain't listened to a Drake album in a minute.
You're a hater. So by the way, you're a hater. By the way, next question I want to ask you is
the Canadian came out.
Yo, Drake is my favorite artist, man.
Come on, when you're doing a big shoot, like the one you're doing for Canelo and stuff like that, what would be your pregame snack? And what is your post-fight? You gotta have it. Like when you get out, when you've done that big long shoot, like what is that go-to meal?
Well, for me, like for the last 2 months, I've been eating clean. I lost like 25 pounds in the last 2 months because I'm trying to get lean. But typically, the post meal is always grilled salmon. Salmon is my go-to. Grilled salmon, mashed potatoes, and asparagus. That's like my go-to meal. Yeah. Pre-snack, usually I do a protein shake. There's a brand I do vegan protein. There's a brand called Amberosa. They got the best vegan.
Shout out to Mike Rashid, man.
Mike be sending me some stuff. So that's usually what I do like before and after. To be honest.
Yo, how you drinking protein shakes before you go on the air?
Yeah, because I'm telling you, I've been on my health binge, like lifting, running 3-4 miles a day. So I usually work out.
Hold up. Have you been in talks? Like, is you taking one of the polls? Is they about to do a celebrity broadcast? You and Sergio Mora? I know you box as an amateur.
It's funny you say that. We were talking to my boy Sugar Ray Leonard the other day on the show, right? So as we wrapping up the interview, Sugar Ray says, "Listen, I'm getting in shape. I feel like doing an exhibition with you. I want to box with you. Let's do an exhibition."
Yo, you got to put that on Instagram, man.
Yeah, so I might actually post that. So maybe I'm getting ready for a legend to share the ring with a legend. Who knows?
That'll be dope. Dazn.
That's what's up.
Tell Dazn to put that up, man. They got to put that up. That'll be dope.
It'll be an honor, man. But now, like,
you use Map My Run when you're running. Do you use Map My Run to track your numbers?
No.
Apple Watch.
I just do distance at 6.5. I run at 6.5, and I add an incline like I go up like 2 or 3 on the incline. I run 3.
I'ma just say.
You don't run outside no more. You only run on the treadmill.
On a treadmill, yeah. I mean, not lately. It's been cold. I live in New York. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I'm about to start running outside soon.
Nah, I'ma just say we don't believe you. Because I'm pulling up my Apple Watch here. I'm just sharing. Let me see. Where are you?
Hey, what happened?
I sent Aka invite. That should say like almost 3 years ago. He ducking his stats from me, bruh.
Oh, that was. I'm about to say, man, that was 3 years ago. And what's up with you, Nessa? You ain't been on your workout shit like you used to, though.
I am actually back. I'm actually back. Nah, I'm actually back. I lost already. I mean, since I moved to Florida, I bought a house in Florida, and I think I've already lost like 18 pounds. I started at like 258, and I'm down to between 238 and 240, give or take the weekend, because it's so difficult to get the workout in on the weekend because my gym don't open on a Saturday, and then Sunday is dedicated to the family.
Gotcha.
And I got the Sunday night show, so it's just a very. I'm trying to do the runs on the weekends because Monday through Friday I'm pretty good, man. I'm actually, you might know him because you're from New York. Kid Kelly, pro fighter. He's from New York. Zab Judah eventually bought his gym. He used to do a lot of shows in New York. I was talking to Pete. Oh, you do know?
I know who you're talking about.
I was talking to Pete, and Pete remembers Peter Quillen. So I train in Kid Kelly's gym, but he opens at 6 a.m. or 6 p.m. So it is only 6 p.m. for me now.
What part of Florida are you in?
over the Tampa side, I'm gonna have actually Willie Monroe is gonna be. We got another event March 13th, and Willie's in Tampa boxing, and he's on this side, and he's gonna stop by, man. And we hoping Mike Polite Coffee too. But
how
man,
things are going with the border wars thing that you got going on?
That's what I'm saying. We on season 10 in March, and we're gonna have Willie as a celebrity ref. And yeah, man, it's just growing. We're gonna have Adrian Clark. I don't know if you know Adrian Clark, former boxing manager, but he's with Fight Network TV now, and he'll be in attendance. And he was supposed to see the last one live. The hopes is that he falls in love, and we get it all aired. But yeah, it's growing, man.
That's dope, man. Congrats on that, man. You've been working on that.
Actually, IBO sponsored us, and all our participants or winners. I think only winners gonna get these beautiful IBO medallions. You know what I mean? And I ain't throwing shade, but the USA boxing ones, they don't give you nothing that nice, man. And yo, not only that, protect yourself at all times. Matter of fact, shout out to Adrian Clark. Protect yourself at all times. Sponsored the event, and all our participants also get to take home and keep, Everlast, Evercool headgear plus the 16-ounce gloves. Where again, no shade on USA boxing, but you got to share them gloves. Right now it's COVID. You don't want to put your sweaty hands in somebody else's sweaty competition hand gloves. Like, we giving you gloves, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it is very much growing. It's my little baby. And hopefully, in a couple of years, it gets a little bit bigger, Because I like to say it's white-collar boxing meets The Biggest Loser, Because it's about weight loss.
I think it's definitely going to grow huge, and it's going to get to where you want it to go for sure. That's what I foresee.
That's beautiful.
Hey, real quick, let me get back to some boxing questions real quick. I know you got some time to go. What is your take on the Oscar Valdez versus Berchelt fight?
I ain't see that coming. I tell you that. I did not see that coming.
I picked Valdez, but I ain't know he was getting no stoppage.
Like what you ain't see coming though?
I was basing it on Valdez's last two performances and the aggressiveness that Berchelt brings to the table. I just felt like he might have. I had Berchelt winning. I thought he was going to overwhelm him a little too much, but he looked good, man. All kudos to Valdez. Like he used boxing ability. He obviously showed that he had power. Hell of a knock, a hell of a win, man. I eat my crow when it's time to eat it. I'm usually on point with these predictions.
You picked Berchelt?
Yeah, I picked Berchelt.
Yo, how long? Give me a prediction. How long before Bob gives us Valdez Shakur?
That's a good question, man. I don't know. I hope it happens this year, 2021.
He says he's the number one, Shakur.
Yeah, but first off, I don't think Valdez is gonna. He wants to jump in with Shakur. They're gonna find like right away anyway. They're gonna find. I see Shakur fighting somebody else before Valdez.
Wait, so you think he capping? He just said into the camera like, I hear Shakur wants to fight. Let's make that fight. Like he just
look at my face. Look at my face.
Yo, man, why you think he capping?
I like Valdez. I just think there's a little cap on it, just a little cap. He capping the post.
Yo, but he probably off that Reynoso
I don't see anybody beat Shakur though at 130. Nobody.
Not even Tank. Tank at 130, man. He got the real belt.
I just think Shakur, his defense, he's too sharp, man. I don't see anybody beating Shakur at 130. I don't think Tank is gonna stay at 130 though. I think Tank knows the big money fights at 135. He's obviously fought at 135 before. He doesn't have to freaking struggle to make that weight. I see Tank going to 135 and fighting those fights that we all want to see. I think they're gonna happen. But at 130, I think Shakur is just the top dog.
We got a question for you from Boston Jared, who says, does Canelo fight the winner of Andrade versus Charlo or Andrade versus Triple G in your opinion?
First off, Andre's not fighting any of those guys. So what does he mean? He's not fighting those guys.
I mean, it's a hypothetical. Like, if Andre were to fight any of them, would Canelo fight the winner?
Canelo already fought Triple G twice. So that question is, he already fought Triple G twice. Not saying that he won't fight him again. But as far as Andrade, tell me. Look, I love Boo Boo. I think he's super skilled. Like, is that a big fight to you guys?
I mean, yo, listen, was Callum Smith a big fight?
Yes. Callum Smith was a big fight. Callum Smith is a fighter that has a whole country behind him. He's a big fight.
Yo, so what's his name got a whole country? Andrade, man, he in America, man.
Got Rhode Island with him.
What you mean CYP's from like California. I know the New Orleans brothers be calling and they love him. It's people all over the world.
I'm not saying that Boo Boo doesn't deserve that fight. He's been calling out Canelo for a while. That's my boy. He but he throws stones at it from a glass house a lot. You know what I mean? He throws shots at Canelo's resume, and he's the last guy that should be saying anything about a resume. But he's still skilled. Like I think him and Canelo will be a great fight. Canelo doesn't think so. Canelo thinks it's going to be a boring fight, right?
Yeah, but but the fans translate Canelo saying it's boring that means difficult.
Yo, Canelo is not scared to fight anybody, bro.
I ain't saying that. I'm just trying to,
Canelo's definitely, if for whatever reason he feels like a fight doesn't make sense, it's all about business sense. But in terms of fighting against these guys, bro, this he's a Mexican warrior. Say what you want. Like he is not worried about fighting anybody. But it has to make sense, right? Billy Joe Saunders, he's a skilled southpaw. You guys think that's an easy fight?
Easy peasy.
People really think that's easy?
Listen, it's a difficult fight because Billy is a good.
I'm gonna be on record saying I don't think it's easy.
Man, listen to me. I'm on record saying this. It would be a difficult fight because he's a good boxer, but he got nothing to hold Canelo back. But
what do people say? Canelo has trouble and struggles with skilled fighters. He struggled with Lara. He struggled with Trout. Floyd beat him, right?
Yeah.
Here's a guy that possesses all of those attributes. He's making that fight happen.
Hold on.
Nobody is saying.
But what about resume when it comes to Billy? Like, what the fuck? Like, what? He got a half a name bigger than Andrade, so it's okay?
But he has a country that wants to watch him fight.
Shit, a country. So we just gonna.
Yo, listen. You know how many? Ness. You know how many subscribers are going to come onto the zone in May when he fights Canelo? So many from the UK. So many from other countries. This is a business at the end of the day.
But why not Andre got all of America to subscribe.
What? What?
What you mean?
First off, boxing is low on the totem pole in America.
Yeah, it ain't first.
Yo,
boxing is low on the totem pole, meaning no. And I love Andrade. I think he's an excellent fighter, but don't cap and say he has a whole country behind him.
He can. We could stand up once we see it's like.
he said he got Rhode Island.
Hold on.
Yo, listen.
Hold on. Just let me say this.
I want Andrade to make a statement his next fight. I want him to stop his next opponent. I don't give a shit who it is. He needs to stop his next opponent, right? He has the skills to do it. He has the power to do it.
Didn't he stop Luke Killer?
What was that?
Didn't he stop Luke Killer? Yo, you work for the zone. You better stop.
Yo, I'm not throwing shots at Booby. Like I love Andrade. I think that he should fight. In fact, if you watch, I've been putting pressure on Eddie Hearn because he's involved in Triple G's career. Give Andrade a Triple G fight. Give him the opportunity to fight Triple G so he can have that career-defining victory. Here's the thing, right? When it comes to Andrade and a lot of these fighters, they want a certain amount of money to fight Canelo, right? They want a certain amount of money to fight guys like Triple G. When you're at this point in your career, and look, I hate telling people what they should get paid per fight, but sometimes you got to bite the bullet, right? And take what you're offered so you can prove yourself and make that statement victory, right? And instead of saying, nah, I'm not going to fight Canelo for this amount. I'm not going to do it.
But why?
You believe
sort of like Tio did with Loma, huh?
Exactly.
Unlike what you want Crawford to do with Earl, right?
What? No.
Unlike what you.
That's funny.
He tried to set you up.
That's funny. No, not at all, buddy. Not at all. That's not the same thing. So I think Boo Boo is at that crossroad. He's in his 30s. He can't be looking out for. He still has to win those fights that he feels like he can win. He believes in himself, and I believe in him, right? But you got to bite the bullet and take what's offered to fight Canelo, Triple G, Charlo, any of those dudes. Prove what you could do in there, and then you're at the table having a different conversation.
Bruh, but listen, you just said bite the bullet and get that fight to prove, what you can do.
Worth it.
It's the same argument for Crawford, man. He ain't got that fight. He ain't proved it yet. Where's the fight?
Are you really comparing Boo Boo's resume to Terrence Crawford?
Listen, Nah, because listen, I'm not comparing it because Boo Boo's biggest win is like Willie Nelson and Crawford's biggest win is is Gamboa. So, Gamboa was a champ, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, a gold medalist, you know what I'm saying? You got a bigger win?
You know what's effed up about boxing and what Ness is saying, like, because Bud didn't fight popular fighters, they weren't big wins.
Whoa,
like
popular or the top 5? Like, what are you talking about?
Oh, I'm talking about because even his victory before Khan. Before Brooke.
Khan?
The Machine.
Yeah, Machine.
Crab and Lobster.
Yo, that dude's he's tough as nails.
Yeah.
Like those dudes. That dude he'll give anybody problems. When Posto stopped Matisse, everybody was like, "Oh my God, Victor Posto's the next thing." So Bud made easy work of him. Now he ain't shit. He ain't shit. What's his name? What's this guy named Diaz that beat Lamar Peterson and got robbed, right?
Yeah,
he's a hell of a fighter. Bud made easy work, destroyed him. Now he ain't shit. Like,
got him.
Guys that can actually fight, but because they're not famous, he doesn't have a good resume. Come on. If you're a boxing guy, really think about the fighters and the type of fighters that he's fought. They're not top 5 guys, but they can fight.
Latin bias on this show, man. Doomy don't want to play no sound bites for He should have been playing a Superman soundbite right now. This is some bullshit, bro. You tripping. Yo,
you capping right now, for real.
Word. Big time.
Motherfuckers.
Big time, man. He's...
that was kind of like when Bud fans.
My man went in the bag. He went in the bag and said Felix Diaz.
Like when these Bud fans calling in capping for Bud's resume, man. That's what you sounded like a minute ago.
All right.
He said Felix Diaz, though.
I'm not saying that I don't want to Bud fight Porter or Spence or Pacquiao, these dudes. Yeah, I want to see that. But, the man is doing what he can do under the contract that he's under. A 135 champion, undisputed at 140. He came back and beat the supposedly big welterweight in Jeff Horn. You know what I'm saying? Look.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
That's funny. That's funny, yo. But with all that being said, Don't ever compare Andrade's resume to Crawford's, man. That's blasphemy.
Crawford beat two world champions, right? Gamboa and Jeff Horn. And Jeff Horn. Oh, and Ndango. Three. But Andre's right there. He a 2-time world champ.
Whatever, man. You don't even believe what you're saying. I think Andre. And first off, Crawford has made millions of dollars already, right?
Oh, so it's about money. It's about money. Then.
It's money.
My point is, Andre should take. I'm not saying there shouldn't be negotiation, but he should not price himself out to fight any big name, prove himself in there, and then he'll be in a different type of conversation. I'm not saying that he's done that.
So can I ask you a question? So given the fact that it's Errol that's making an offer to Bud and not Bud making an offer to Errol, why shouldn't he just bite the bullet and prove himself? And if the rematch happens, then he can ask for whatever he wants to. Seeing that the offer would be coming from the A-side era.
Oh, you mean like Wilder did to Fury? You mean like Wilder did to Fury?
No, because I don't see him in the same position as a Demetrius Andrade. I don't think he has to necessarily bite the bullet for one reason, because he's accomplished a lot, and he feels that in himself. He's accomplished a lot in the sport. He's made millions of dollars, right? And he's firm in what he wants to earn. That's not the same situation that Andrade's in. Andrade has no defining victory yet. Not saying that he can't win a big fight, but he has to get in the big fight first. Bud has been in big fights, bro. Like, say what you want. He's been in some big fights. You guys just have selective memory. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not remembering how big the Postal fight was.
Help me remember.
Yo, 50,000 big.
No, come on. It wasn't 50,000, man. That's a lie.
Oh, that was a lie. That's crazy. That's crazy. Usually when the numbers are reported low, like for instance, Rick Glazier reported very poor numbers for Wilder's pay-per-view. That came out to be a lie because there was new numbers reported. Like, where was the new numbers for that Postal?
Listen, but as far as when I say big, I don't mean numbers. I mean us boxing fans felt like it was a good fight.
So let me just jump in real
time. You didn't feel like that was a good fight.
Hell no.
Let me ask you this.
Listen to me. Hold on. Let me just remind him, like he was telling us, like, oh, y'all just don't remember when people were saying Callum, he should fight Callum. You know what I'm saying? So you are obviously forgetting that Victor Postal took step-aside money from Danny maybe 3 times. I'm pretty sure it was 2, but maybe 3 times he took money to step out of the way and fought on Al Heyman shows as a bonus. So not only did he receive money not to fight a top fighter, but then he got on the undercard with a lower level fighter, and then he waited 3 times to take step aside. Danny vacates, and then he's ready to fight for a vacant title with someone Danny beat.
All right, so are you trying to say that Bud didn't want to fight Danny Garcia?
I ain't saying none of that. I'm saying stop overhyping Victor Postal.
I'm not overhyping him. He came off a big
You said
win.
It was some big fight that it wasn't.
He came off a big victory and stopping Matisse.
You just taught us that what boxing fans think is big isn't big to the casuals. The pay-per-view numbers reported 50,000. You saying it was what? You saying it was not 50, it was what?
The fight didn't do great numbers, and that's not what I was referring to.
So how is it a big fight? When are big fights?
I'm talking about competitive.
That's what I was getting to. Let me cut it to ask that.
I'm talking about competitive. I'm not talking about numbers. Why?
So let me ask you this. That's where I was going. That's where I was trying to segue into is like, so who on Crawford's resume can you tell me, like, Alex, I was worried about, that was going to be a close fight. I was worried about that fight.
He never been in a 50-50 fight.
That's
never.
What I want you to, and then I want you to turn over to Earl Spence. And I'll just name 2. I'll name Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, which was the last 2 fights.
Danny Garcia was a 50-50 fight with Earl?
No, not 50-50, but his question was, where were you worried? And Earl fans were worried because we didn't know what we got. He was coming off an accident. We don't know what we got. Danny could punch. We ain't know what we got. Where was Bud's worry? Where were Bud fans worry? Like, oh shit, he about to fight Gamboa. I'm so scared. Man, get the hell out of there.
And I think that's been like the bones of that argument for the most part.
No, Gamboa wasn't 50-50. Gamboa was definitely more competitive back then than what we give him credit now. I will be the first to say that, it was a decent fight. Like, Gamboa was perceived by me to be a good fighter, but everybody, even me, would always say, he ain't got no chin. I mean, that's the only dude that I know that got like 16 knockdowns in one career, man. Like, he been down so many times. Like, he been down so much that one of the times he fought, the telecast brought it up. Like, yo, this is going to be his 13th knockdown in his career. Like, that's how many times you've been down.
Look, to answer your question, and a lot of people ask that question, they say it all the time, it's not necessarily Bud's fault that he hasn't fought a 50-50 fight or a guy that people are worried about. He's dispatching the guys in dominant fashion, right? So what that does is that kind of, it dilutes how good you are. It makes people start thinking like he's fighting bums because he's making it look easy, right?
So he was contractually, I guess, in a box.
Champ, that's not true, man, because let me tell you, if he was fighting not an injured 2-year layoff Thurman, if he was fighting Thurman, Mikey, Earl, Danny, Porter.
You already made an excuse for Thurman.
Huh?
You're already making an excuse if he fights Thurman to a layoff injured.
No, I'm not, because I don't know that you know, but your friend already publicly turned that fight down. He don't think Thurman is worth the money that allegedly he says he did not ask for, but Bob says, because obviously Bob's want to sabotage a big fight. He ain't trying to pay for a real fight. Come on, Thurman worth any dollar he asks for. Any dollar he asks for.
Because Thurman's coming off a loss to a 41-year-old man.
To a legend.
The same legend that you said Ryan was going to fight and can do. Okay,
listen
go
to me.
ahead.
You calling him a 41-year-old man.
That legend brings money. That legend brings money to the table. Thurman doesn't. Thurman doesn't bring any money.
But you tripping.
Pacquiao does.
But you tripping. You just called him a 41-year-old man. But in the beginning of this conversation, you praying for Bud to get that 41-year-old man. Like, chill. You tripping.
Because there's money involved.
There's money, bro.
But
there's money. Yo,
Pacquiao is in a sense sort of like the Willy Wonka ticket as well. You know what I'm saying?
No. He also called it a career-defining fight. You also called it that. So what you saying? A 41-year-old is old, but he can still be a career-defining fight?
Yes. Yes.
Yo, double standard. Meanwhile, we're going to discredit Thurman to losing to this career-defining fight.
I didn't discredit Thurman. I didn't discredit.
You just said he's coming off a loss. You said he's coming off a loss.
No, because you said that he turned down that fight. I said in Bud's eyes, yo, Thurman is coming off a loss. So what do I gain by beating that guy?
Check this out.
Let me fight the guy that beat him, and I can make way more money with him.
Here's the debate to that. Thurman ain't have no fucking problem fighting Robert Guerrero off that Floyd Mayweather ass kicking.
I mean, that's Thurman. You're talking about Bud.
And that's why Thurman got the Pacquiao fight. That's why Thurman did 600,000 pay-per-views, because Thurman know his fucking business. He know how to open his mouth and talk. He know how to open his mouth and talk. That's what he doing.
That fight did 600,000 pay-per-views because of Manny Pacquiao, right? That's why.
Because if it was because of Manny Pacquiao, they'd have did 600,000 with Broner, where they only did 4. Remember?
So Thurman is a bigger star than Broner?
I mean, he showed it, right? Broner went first. Broner went first on God in them and only did 400. Thurman went next and did 200 more.
And I know you can do it, man. You got the.
There's a lot of nuances that play into that. Promotion, the time. It's all about timing. I'm not saying that that's not great, but there are a lot of things that play.
I'm gonna tell you what play into it. The same thing you discredited earlier. Thurman had a motherfucking belt. 200,000 people came out because there was a belt on the line.
Yeah, right. Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay. Ness, let me put you up on game, right? 90% of the people that buy pay-per-views don't know shit about sanctioning bodies of belts.
Nah, I agree.
90%.
But they like to see the belt. They like to see the belt.
Aesthetics.
They like to see the belt. When the fighter win, they want to see a belt. They want to see a belt. They don't want to not see a belt.
I don't know why I can't see Ness's video no more. I don't know what the hell.
Nah, because I'm gonna send you.
He was flexing with the belt right now.
No, I'll send you the link to the live play because you like in a separate room from what the people.
Now earlier I saw you though, but I don't know what happened. I got a call and it effed up the whole shit.
But I'll send you the live.
Belts are important, not that important though, man.
You'll
see, listen, Ryan Garcia has no world title, and his fight, for either Tank Davis, Teofimo Lopez, or Devin Haney, he's the biggest fight for all of those guys.
And his check gonna be smaller than all them guys because he ain't got the belt.
You crazy?
Man, you crazy?
You think that belt is gonna play a part in this check? You tripping?
Abso-fucking-lutely. Listen. Let me tell you something.
Stop
all them dudes,
Gary Payton.
Listen,
all them dudes.
Listen, all them dudes got the belt. All them dudes is the A side. No,
it's not, bro. You wildin'.
Yo, so hold on. You telling me a dude that had to publicly cry in the media to get 250,000 is the A side to Tank who did a pay-per-view? You
Come
tripping?
on.
I don't use A side, B side shit too much nowadays.
You just said he wasn't A side.
Listen to this. He is the biggest fight, right? Monetarily for any of those guys.
I don't know. Not after yesterday.
Don't feel that way.
Listen, meaning that Devin will make more money fighting Ryan than fighting Tank or fighting Teofimo. Same thing with Teofimo. Same thing with Tank Davis.
Okay, I think after yesterday, that has been proven to be not true. And let me explain. If Teo, right, after he beats Cambroso, Floyd Mayweather smartens up, sits down with Bob, you telling me that Tank Teo isn't on American pay-per-view? It isn't on ESPN or Fox Split pay-per-view? It isn't bigger than fucking Ryan, who ain't done shit but beat Luke Campbell, some dude from the UK? Stop it.
Yo, listen to me. If Ryan Garcia, if Trilla's willing to give up $6 million for Cambosis,
yes,
versus Teofimo, how much money you think that will be given up for Ryan Garcia?
They can't.
But I think that's also attached to Tyson versus Holyfield.
No, they're not gonna be on their card. It was Chris Mannix said it's gonna be an independent Teo card. He's gonna be the main event. But the difference there is that was a purse bid. Thriller can't get involved. They're gonna have to pay the promoter to use someone else's fighter. It's gonna be unprecedented. They will have to literally sit down and be like, "Hey, Bob and Oscar, I want to pay both your fighters who I both equally promote and have."
Of course.
That shit ain't happening. It ain't happening.
I'm talking if Ryan Garcia and Teofimo went to a purse bid. I'm talking about if it was in the same situation, similar situation. They'll get way more money up for that fight.
It'll never go to purse bid.
Yo, listen, your boy Leonard Ellaby himself said it. Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis is...
He said that before yesterday, man.
Question. Let me ask you a serious question. Right now, right? What's a bigger fight and what does more numbers? Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis, or Errol Spence and Bud Crawford?
No comment.
Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis,
or Errol Spence, Bud Crawford?
Spence for me.
For
me.
Are you spoken about that Gary Payton as well?
You know what it is? I think
bruh,
because
are
you basing that argument mostly because of the
social
star power,
media, social media,
and everything else?
No, I'm basing it on the numbers.
Because that's one part.
Listen, I'm basing it on the numbers that you guys don't know that he did for Luke Campbell. I'm
from
basing
the
it on those numbers.
From the UK. Because the zone just opened up in the UK, so they got a bunch of new UK subscribers that no longer want to be with Sky. That's nothing. That's going to fizzle out.
It's not only the UK, bro. It's not only the UK. Here in America, I don't want to say. I can't say what I want to say here live. But the kid did numbers here in America, more than other people. I'm telling you that Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia is a bigger fight monetarily, numbers-wise, than Errol Spence and Bud Crawford.
But listen, Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
But I want to get to the business side because it's still a difficult fight to make.
I'm gonna add something on that though. But
the zone is doing pay-per-view with Canelo on DAZN. DAZN has never dealt with Showtime. Gervonta's contracted to Showtime. He with so you telling me DAZN gonna do a pay-per-view with Showtime?
I'm not saying it's an easy fight to make.
It ain't never getting made. He gotta leave Golden Boy.
It's a bigger fight. It's a bigger fight. It does more numbers. Like regardless of how they distribute the fight, it does more numbers. What's that?
I don't agree because the fight can't be made, man. It's easier to make Teo. It's easier to make Teo and Tank because they both are at least on 2 terrestrial channels, but like DAZN is
that wasn't the statement. I wasn't saying that the fight can be made easily. I'm saying it's a bigger fight. It does more numbers. It's more popular here in America.
But that's what I'm saying. We just don't know because it's a fight that can't even be made.
It can't. No, it definitely can be made.
Man, that's the okay. So tell me where I'm gonna watch the fight at. How I'm gonna watch it.
That's not the combo. That's not the statement. I'm not talking about where it's gonna be distributed.
How is the biggest fight, but we ain't got no fucking distribution? We ain't got no television rights, man. It ain't no fight.
Let me rephrase it. It's potentially the biggest fight. If it happened, it would be bigger.
Nah, the biggest fight.
It's gonna be star-studded for real though. No cap.
The biggest fight at 135 just became Teofimo Lopez when his value got increased to $4 million.
What I wanted to ask Ak real quick, man. Do you think that Ryan would be okay with taking 30% in the split with Gervonta Davis if that fight was to happen?
Hell no.
I don't know. I'm gonna ask him when I see him later. Aquí no hay bolígrafo para firmar.
You better ask Guadalupe, man. Don't ask him.
No, I'm gonna ask.
Tank had said, I had an interview and Tank had jumped on. He said 70-30 for him and Ryan Garcia, 60-40 for him and Teo if they fight.
Generation too, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot more eyes.
Why do you guys have a problem? I mean, like, what's with the Ryan hate though? Because he doesn't have a title, or like, what is it about Ryan that people have a problem?
I think that maybe there's people out there that feel like he's just been kind of he's been asking for a lot, and I guess to a lot of purists out there who feel like, you know, you should earn your shot and do the and fight, you know, a certain amount of guys or these type of guys in order for people to kind of respect you, to be in that light, I guess. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I guess it's surprising for people the stardom that he's shot up to.
Yeah, but because he's bringing an audience though, right? Same thing when people complain about these YouTubers, Luke, Jake, and Logan.
Yep.
People complain about why they getting opportunities to fight. If you bring in an audience that's bringing revenue to the table, nobody can say shit about what you're doing, right? Not to mention, and people say, oh, they got to take boxing serious, and you know, there's so many fighters that deserve to make that type of money. But you got to bring an audience to make that type of money, right? When you got opponents, right, fighters, professional fighters that are 1-34, that are dead bodies just to build resumes for prospects, right? I'm talking about guys that don't take boxing serious.
Journeyman, yeah.
Not even journeymen. Journeymen are tough sometimes. They are in fights. I'm talking about the ones that people call quote unquote bums. They're dead bodies, cab drivers, right? Guys that don't really train. They get a call.
You're a bum. Fuck that. Ain't no fucking bums.
Can you make 135 pounds next week? Yeah, $1,500.
Damn.
Nobody complains about that's what really happens.
No, I
know. But no fight fans complain about those guys. Why are we letting those guys fight? They're not taking boxing serious. This guy got 42 losses. Why is the commissioner letting him fight? They never complain. Why is he a professional fighter? Anybody can be a professional boxer. Any of us, right? So why do you have a problem with Jake Paul becoming a professional fighter and bringing a whole audience that's bringing revenue to the table and fighting? I don't understand why any fighter has a problem. If he was getting an opportunity to fight for a world title, that's a different conversation. But he's just fighting just like these cab drivers are.
Good point.
I wanted to ask you, Ak, real quick. We had a conversation.
This is the way. I mean,
listen. I mean, big fights. It's all about boxing is a star-driven
big events. Sport. Not so much big fights, but big events.
No, but this is the events. There's nothing you can do to something that's beautiful, right? You don't want to. If you got say a female, she's gorgeous. You don't want to get her lips done and her ass done. Everything is perfect on her, right? Like, you leave it the way it is. You just have to get the right one. It has to be the right names in the sport, the right stars. So what boxing needs to do is start building stars. Start giving these fighters, like real media profile. I mean, it's tough now with COVID, but they got to do other stuff outside of boxing so America can know who they are, and then people are gonna want to watch the fights. But I don't think having these events, I mean, like these concerts and all that. I personally don't like it, but I heard that people like the Triller shit. I heard they like the concerts and all that.
So more of these fighters got to do like what Floyd done, go to games and do appearances.
Yeah. They have to become more popular. and they have to have a story. Their story needs to be told. You know?
Why Bud ain't got to be more popular?
I'm saying if he wants to be bigger, yes, he does.
If he
I never vote to that.
If he want that 50%, he need to get some popular in his life.
No, I'm saying, yeah, but I'm saying he's content. He's content with what he makes in his life.
Right there. Now we getting to the bottom of it. He's content.
Exactly.
Let me get to some of these callers. If you want to stay on, you could definitely. I know you eating, so I want to give you a break and get to some of the people, see how they feel about some of our little debates going on. We're going out to Brandon in Cincinnati, but real quick.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Subscribe to youtube.com/theboxingvoice for the latest and greatest interviews with your favorite fighters.
I gotta go and do some studying and stuff like that. So I appreciate you taking the time to chop it up. I have fun with you guys, bro.
Man, thank you for coming on.
Bless, brother.
Man. Kill it Saturday night, champ.
Peace and love. Yo, give out your social media.
Yeah, Boxing with Ak, and follow my bro, Boxing Bully. And we're going to be on a broadcast Saturday, so tune in early at 7 p.m., all right?
Woo! Let's go, champ. You feel me?
Peace. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Akin Reyes from the Sweet Scientist, Akin Barack. We're going out to Brandon in Cincinnati.
Let's go.
Another time zone. Jug duffel bag with our mind on. Can't play when you here, get your life stole. If you bring it here, then the price grow. Folks jabbing and punching the line long. I drop a pigeon, let 9 go. We slap with the fake glass and white go. This only happens in Ohio.
Oh man, yo, why Skype be doing us like that? It's like, yo, we don't want to talk to Brandon.
Yesterday was info. Today is Brandon.
Get the reset.
Hit him with the
Shinobi.
Yo, we got any super chats that we missed? Let's get to some super chats.
Call you Super Chat Master.
We ain't get none that I seen, nothing new.
Yeah, we had JB Cinema. There, I don't think we got to his.
Oh, we got a few new ones. I'll get to JB Cinema, who says, when it comes to Manny right now, it doesn't matter if there's a belt or not. If the money is there, he wants it. And next was from Gregory, who says, Canelo puts hands and feet on Billy Joe Saunders. Come on, laughing out loud emoji. Boxing experto says Callum before Canelo was the guy Canelo should face. Now they got La Gata asking for catchweights. Does Maul ask Canelo for a catchweight? Laugh out loud emoji. We're going out to Amin in Jersey.
Just like the king is what I mean. The king is what I mean.
Hey, TBV, doing it right this morning, man. Shout out to everybody. Francis Wagwan. Do me.
Pick up yourself.
Great job on the sound bite this morning, man. Good job. Good job.
Appreciate that, champion.
Listen, I think one thing we're missing out, right? The one thing I stuck to all morning, the road to Canelo goes through Triple G, man. Charlo has to get Triple G, and anybody that want a shot at Canelo, especially if they talk about moving up from 160, they got to go through Triple G. Plus, business-wise, is the only way they can make it make sense and say, you know, like, yo, let's get in there. So, Canelo, it's like check. Canelo, like, Triple G is a rook. You know what I'm saying? He's surprisingly dangerous. Don't get lined up with this guy, because if you do, you know, he might get his spark back on, right? And still, hey, I need that third Canelo. Or if you whip Triple G ass, maybe this guy can get in there with Canelo. So the road to Canelo goes through Triple G, and as long as that road is protected, it's going to be difficult. Canelo will be able to call the shots. It was just a great show this morning. Not going to hold up the line. This weekend, I'm interested to see the fights, but I'm definitely I can't convince nobody that the Canelo fight, like when I'm telling people, they're like, who's he fighting? I can't even explain it to them, man. So y'all help me out with that one. Ness, especially you, Ness. Who am I explaining to the casuals that Canelo's fighting this weekend when they ask me?
The easiest way to defend it is his mandatory, because you can't even pronounce this guy's name. It's nothing you can say here. You know, people not everyone is gonna accept whatever that excuse answer is gonna be. You know what I mean? It is what it is at this point.
Yo, just tell him he's going up a tough, rugged, Turkish, champ. You know what I mean? I don't know what else to tell you. A lot of people don't know this guy, but what you do know is that he's been a sparring partner, and that he might have a little bit of insight.
And what I can't say too, though, right? I can't say this is pre-Billy Joe. I can say like this is part of a 2-fight deal. So like I said, I'm not trying to trash it, but I'm into it. You know what I'm saying? We got some other shit on that's going on this weekend, but I'm into the Canelo fight. Not necessarily into Canelo all the time, but I'm in the Canelo fight. I like watching him do what he do, man. So that's my call, man. Y'all fellas keep it moving, man. Great show. That's why I love blog talk, man.
All right. That's why he loved blog talk. Talking to blog talk, we got Brandon back. Talk to us, Brandon, Cincinnati.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Y'all was all over the place with the cat from Dazn. What was your main topic, though?
Today's topic is Canelo saying that the Charlo fight will happen, and we just trying to pinpoint when. I think it could be December. Obviously, he's got a fight planned in September, and you could just make that a 2-fight deal with PBC. The same way he did a 2-fight deal with Billy Joe and Yildirim for Matchroom.
Oh, yeah, that's what's up, man. I mean, that's good that he mentioned Charlo name. I mean, that's beneficial when you mention your opposition name. That builds him up, and that makes him
Damn,
Shadow Realm.
I think the boxing gods felt the sarcasm. You know what I mean?
Champa Lampa.
We know that was a double hand. It was like he was talking about one guy, but he was really talking about another guy. He's like, oh, that's good when your opponent builds your name. He says your name. Yo, going down the line.
Down the line. Yeah, go down.
That's all they see, man. Numbers, man. That's how you get the fight.
So you hating?
I'm that guy. What you want to bet on? Bet 100,000 on that. Let's bet $1 million. You getting that money, right? Easy. You bet $1 million easy. And I for the bread. When I him, y'all gonna say he was too weak on my life.
Okay, bow down, bitches. I'm about to handle business. I'ma teach you all a lesson. This'll only take a minute. Got a part and all this passion in my blood. Niggas hating just because. Think about it. Everybody love Bud. J-Mac, where you at? All these niggas hating on me. Shit is whack. So efficient with it. Only check stats. Hey, I'm out here trying to get it. Next, I only got a minute. Get ready for the
Mac attack.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Clear as day, champy.
Okay, shout out to Canelo. If he take on Charlo, that'll get some of that distaste I have for him picking his opponent. I think that's a valid opponent. I'm assuming he's talking about Jermall, so I look forward to the fight. However, I still wish Andrade could get that same choice, that selection as well too, so we can stop coming up with these outrageous excuses why a two-time two-weight champion hasn't did this, hasn't done that, but clearly been in position to where he can always have made or been picked by Canelo, like Canelo picks his opponent to this day. Some guys he picking, they don't have them numbers that match up to what we break down on other fighters on this show on a day-to-day basis, so I'm confused. But we know it'll be an exciting fight with Charlo and Canelo, or Andrade and Canelo, or Andrade and Charlo. Shout out to Iraq, Ike, what's his name? Iraq? Yeah.
Yo, but that's the point that like I tried to make with Ak when he said, "Yo, Postal Crawford was a great fight." It's like, bruh, you say that that's a great fight, then you say in another sentence that like just because we think it's a great fight doesn't mean it translates. So that's what y'all got to get through your head, man. Like just because we think it's a great fight, it don't mean Canelo Andrade is gonna do numbers. You know what I mean?
It's that business side.
Look, he brought light to this conversation, right? Like, I am still judging Ryan on his last public, negotiations where he was getting 250 and you got Tank shaming him on Instagram. He is saying things are different. That Campbell fight changed the game for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, information he can't really get into. It's up to you to believe it or not. But yeah, I mean, listen.
It put him past that, I guess that it put him on that stratosphere, so to speak. It got him up there, man. And we were asking for a test for a while. We wanted somebody. All right, so when is he stepping up? We were, and I give Ryan a lot of credit too, because he takes a lot of slack, and then he steps up, beats a guy that we know is a credible guy, and now he's proven it. So he's got to stand on his worth, man. And when Ak was on here saying that fight is bigger than Earl Spence versus Crawford, within myself I'm conflicted. I love boxing. I'm a boxing, quote unquote, I guess purist at heart, if you want to say. But I after this whole Logan thing and the numbers that they did, and Ness, you were on here believing in this stuff, when it was first done with Eddie Hearn, and it's like I just had to change my outlook on things, and the sport is evolving, and along with it is the business side, and I can't get mad at Ryan for asking for certain things. I think that for the first time in a long time, fighters are putting themselves in positions where, I'm not saying that promoters were always taking advantage of fighters, but they're putting themselves in a position where they're calling the shots, and they don't have to worry about what you think I deserve. I know what I deserve,
Definitely. I want to say James Valdez, right?
You're right. No.
Yo, I guess I'm wrong. In the meantime, boxing expert. In the meantime, boxing expert with the super chat says, J-Mac, pay attention. Canelo class is tomorrow. So school in session. What the hell? We got K Boxing from DC. What up?
Hey, what it do, Ness?
Talk to us.
Okay. Yeah, just real quick. Just wanted to run this by you real quick. You had a little debate when Hitchens was on the other day about that belt that Regis obtained in that fight against Odongo. Actually, Ness, that was not a WBA, so I don't know what your referral was to. That was actually for the WBA and that diamond belt that he won against Odongo. But on the topic that you're on right now, Ness, okay, I want to see Charlo and this guy go at it, man. Not just for the fact of, like a lot of the consensus say, they feel like Charlo is the one that stopped this guy. I want to see this fight because I actually feel like Canelo is going to really, really give this guy his first real fight, his first real actual combat in the ring. That's why I want to see these two guys go at it, man. And there's no other reason for it. And I don't care what nobody say, that's a big fight. That's going to be a really, really big fight when it happens.
All right. Well, K Boxer, man, thanks for calling in. And
a lot of people feel like it will be.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I said a few people feel like it is, and others feel like it's not. Right?
It's not what?
That it won't be as big as a fight right now.
I mean, look, I don't really care. It's a good fight. He just got to get picked. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with Floyd, man. When Floyd was in this position, he picked you. You didn't pick him. That's just the way it goes. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, I don't think Floyd ever avoided a mandatory. Not that I'm sure of. I would have to, I don't know what happened with that, like Paul Williams, Margarito. That I don't know if he avoided any mandatories. There wasn't any franchise titles back then. Different times, you know what I mean? I don't know. But yeah, Floyd for who he wanted after he became who he was. You know, it's just it's the nature of the beast, man. You put in the work, man. You put in the work, and you know you want to reap the benefits of that. We got Tank in Jersey. What up?
Hello, okay. What's going on, TBV?
What's good?
Okay.
I feel like the Bud fans, they make, you know, excuses to try to play what Bud's career and the way he does. Now we're talking about he's content where he's at, so you know he don't really care if, you know, if he gets the Errol Spence fight, or I don't even know if I'm getting that right. Second, I did bet on Canelo to lose, because what's the point of not betting on it when the odds is that crazy? I threw $50 on that fight for Canelo to lose, just because the upset is just crazy.
What
odds
you got? What odds you got?
I think for $50 you could cash out for $800 or something like that. Just on straight him winning, and
straight bet.
And I feel bad not putting you on to correct you when y'all was talking about, I think yesterday, and you called Jordan 1s dunks. When Jordan 1s, they not dunks. Jordan 1s are his own sneakers, and dunks are Nike SBs. I don't know if y'all corrected that.
SBs, yeah, that's why I ain't say it, bro. I thought it was SBs.
Yeah, and Nike SBs are dunks. You know, they come with high SBs and low top SBs. And those shoes that you're talking about, the Mexican ones, are high SBs. They're not Jordan 1s.
But they call dunks, though. But the shoes I'm talking about called dunks.
Yeah, the SBs are called dunks, but they're not Jordan 1s. They're not the ones that Canelo was wearing. Those are Jordan 1s, the J Balvin. The J Balvins aren't dunks. They're Jordan 1s. And that was all I had to say.
Let's go, champ. Sneakerheads all around the world.
All right, champ. Thanks for calling in. We going out to Coach Myers in Connecticut. What it do?
A lot of Latin bias going on this show, man.
Latino.
What's going on?
Que lo que, Coach Myers? Que lo que?
I mean, nah, I don't do that. But
Okay, Myers. Yeah. Okay.
All right, let's get down to business. Now, Ryan Garcia, why are we giving him so much praise?
Not me.
And
That was Ock from Sweet Sciences, remember?
All right, so question. Can you tell me what Andrade's numbers did his last fight on DAZN? Can anybody tell me that?
I mean, he wasn't even able to tell us what Ryan did. He just insinuated that it was good. Very good.
Okay, so how can we say Ryan's a star when he'd never been on pay-per-view and we don't see his numbers?
I'm with
you,
man.
How can we say he's a star? So I don't get that, number one. Number two, I don't understand how come we're not even mentioning Devin Haney. Like, we talk Tank, we talk Tio, we talk Ryan. Are we forgetting that Ryan is Devin's mandatory and he's ducking Devin? Are we forgetting that Devin holds the last piece to the key for the undisputed at 135?
You can't duck Devin if you take a bigger fight.
Like I said, man, you guys are all missing the point. There's a lot of Latin bias, man. Yeah, ain't even speak about Devin at all, and he's a key piece.
Well, that's
and
not
another
true.
thing.
That's not true.
I mean,
that's not true.
Beyond me.
We clearly spoke about Devin when we talked about who would be the bigger fight, and he kept trying to say it was Ryan, and I kept saying it was Tio and Tank, and he kept saying it was Tank and Tio. And I said after yesterday, I think that changed, you know? And the rumors still aren't confirmed, you know, whether or not he's going to be on the undercard of Evander or his own separate card, because I just seen something that says that he could be the main event or paired with a celebrity event. So, I mean, you know, again, eyeballs is what he might get in this next event. Things just changed for all of them. I mean, look, we didn't know the Ryan information that he, you know, put out there. But anyway.
Focus on that fight.
Which fight?
I mean, any fight.
What? Everybody focusing on a Ryan Tank or Ryan Tio, man. I mean,
that's what they're keying in on. That's what their focus is locked in on, man.
Or Tank Tio or T.O. Devin, like or any of the four. They allegedly four kings. Well, let's see them fight. You know what I'm saying? That they took that name from legends that fought each other. So it would be good for them to do that too.
Yo, I mean, look, man. Ryan, I don't know what exactly was it that I couldn't clearly say, but his numbers all across the board, they're gonna put him in positions where normally a guy with lesser attention would have to work like 3 times as hard. It's just
I'm with Myers though, man. Like until you do the numbers, like obviously he's got to have some sort of like data sheet that they giving him. Like, look, this is what you did, and that's why he's poking his chest out because, we used to Nielsen's, man. Like until we see some numbers, like I mean, how we know what it is?
He got the express data sheet. Like, yo, this is your numbers, ASAP.
He got a sheet full of zeros.
Yeah. And a few numbers in front of it.
Not just one 9.
Yeah, man. Let me get to some of these people here. We got JT. You available? New Orleans, talk to us.
JT.
So interesting when you come across like a nice guy, but you're really a piece of shit. Hey, you think I'm no, that was a piece of fuck you. That was a piece of shit. We're doing live TV. Man, I don't care. What you gonna do about it?
I'll tell you this, mother. Why do you have to talk like that? Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. You have a problem? Turn off your station. I'm the best ever.
Yeah, what's up, man?
What up? Good morning, brother.
What we talking? I know y'all say Latino. We talking about Latino bias. We talking Ryan Garcia. We talking Canelo.
Nah, we talking Canelo saying that he gonna fight Charlo. So we trying to pinpoint when it's gonna happen. I'm suggesting 2-fight deal. Do that plant in September. He been saying all week he want to fight in December if his body allows it. Then do Charlo in December.
I just. My suggestion, that's your suggestion. My suggestion is he take that fight, since he taking a little tune-up right now, fight Charlo next. And then the Benavidez fight can go in, September?
That won't make sense to move down right now. And Charlo won't, if Charlo moves up, it would be for nothing.
But he's saying is he saying he gonna take him at 168 where he fighting, or he want Charlo say he'll move up to 168?
In the article, the quotes definitely say Charlo would need to move up to 68, but he also doubled back and said that 160 is still a possible option because Eddie wants him to fight the super champion in Japan, Ryota Maroda, and the Triple G possibility for the third fight. Dazn still wants.
I don't even know why they still got Triple G in their mouth. They just need to move forward. I think if I go off the plans, I'm not worrying about all that. I'm talking about the fighters. I'm not worrying about the networks. I think Triple G. I think Canelo versus Charlo, and then Charlo when he beats Canelo, Charlo fight Benavidez that September.
I hear you, man. See, that's the issue. People like pick and choose. It's like, I'm worried about the fighters. Well, how you worried about the fighters when they get paid by the network?
No comment.
But you don't want to talk about the network. And the network can't pay you unless they put on fights that they know casuals going to pay for.
There you go.
But you don't want to talk about Triple G when the network need to make money, or they're going to have to stop paying the people that's on the network. Like,
you know what everybody says?
I don't know, man. I just don't know. We can't have it both ways, guys. That's why I pay for everything. You don't hear me. I'm not the you guys that call in. I'm streaming that. I ain't paying for that. That's not me. I pay for it all.
Hadouken!
I understand that that's how the fighters are getting paid. You can't say you want the fighter to get paid and then in the same sense, I ain't buying that pay-per-view. I bought the Charlo pay-per-view. Y'all call me a Charlo hater, but I bought that pay-per-view. I could pull
Shinobi.
up the bill,
Did you get Count Drago by any chance, Ness?
The Count Drago, no. I stopped that boxing expert with the Callum Smith before Canelo was the guy.
All right, so Count Drago says Spence versus Bud in Dallas. ESPN pay-per-view is biggest fight. I guess that was when we were talking about Ryan and Tank and Spence and Bud. Which one would be bigger? He feels like Spence and Bud and Dallas would be bigger. And like, it's something. It's a confliction between the new and what has always been, like big numbers for big fights that people want to see. That people have been waiting to see, or Ryan Garcia versus Tank. I don't know how long people have been waiting to see that, but does it do better? Does it do better because of where we are now with the numbers and the way these young fighters are able to push themselves? It's crazy.
Anthony Avila, who had a super chat but no message. So thank you for your 4.9 super chat.
He just sending that love, man. We appreciate it. We
got expert did.
We read that one. Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right.
We got CYP up, fellas. Talk to us.
Is this CYP?
Yo. Let me read this real quick. You will be able to find the Dazn app from the app section in the Sky Q menu. Just press home on your remote control and scroll down the app section. There is no need to download Dazn. It will automatically available on Sky. For all you who said that I don't watch Dazn on Sky, yes, I do. Anyway, listen, when it comes down to this, all I want is fair across the board for every fighter, no matter if he's black, Latino, Filipino. If numbers don't matter for him, don't bring them up for him. If views don't matter for him, don't bring them up for him. Keep it fair for everybody when you're talking about what they deserve. Everybody the same. I'm getting tired of being pulled over by the cop. He asked me for my ID just to go run it. But when he pulls over the white dude, he just wants to see it so we can give him the ticket. We all need to be treated the same way. I don't want no Latin bias, no black bias, no white bias. Treat all these fighters the same. Quit bringing up numbers and views for one fighter and don't bring it up for the other because it'll hurt your argument. All CYP is asking is to keep shit 100. If you don't like that, then you
cut it. Would have been good if you would have told us who, give us some direction on as to like who are we bringing up the numbers for, or who is he talking to? Sometimes he be talking to people in the chat. So, but like I want to know whose numbers are being compared.
I think he was talking about Devin and Ryan comparison, his numbers.
In terms of the numbers, who bringing bigger numbers?
Yeah, but he said numbers. Ryan and Devin are on the same network, which don't give out numbers.
I mean, we come back and clear.
We only found out about Ryan, as far as we knew, what headlines told us was that Ryan was making $250,000. You know what I'm saying? Now we get a DAZN guy that says, "Listen, I know Ryan did very good with the numbers for the Campbell fight, very good compared to other people too." He made sure to emphasize that, right? So again. We don't really know numbers from DAZN. We don't even know. We only know that one time that Canelo fought Jacobs, I think, is when they finally announced that they did 600,000 U.S. streams. Yeah. So, I mean, we don't really know those numbers. So I think he's talking about comparing Crawford. We did bring up his pay-per-view numbers today. Tank, we brought up his pay-per-view numbers today. I mean, I guess Charlo, he's in the conversation, and he did a pay-per-view, so those numbers will be brought up today. But I'm a little lost. Majid, Ohio, what up?
What up? I came in late, but everybody need to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and join Patreon and YouTube members or something. I didn't get to call in yesterday, but I wanted to give a shout out to Teofimo Lopez, even though I'm still mad at him for for getting more money, for his fight or whatever. So shout out to him, and shout out to Aaron for getting his cut regardless. You know what I'm saying? And as far as Canelo and Charlo, I know most people probably oh yeah, I've been waiting for it, but me, I don't know, man. I done got stuck on that Benavidez smoke, So Canelo keep doing what he doing, trying to be undisputed, and I want to see Charlo make a bigger name for himself before he get that shit. No hate involved, but that's all I got.
All right.
Let's go, Champy. Boxing expert on the super chat says, if Canelo fights everyone, who does La Gata fight?
Are those supposed to be cats? Because it don't sound like it. It really doesn't. But we got Keem in Florida, are you available? Alrighty then.
There's nothing in the sponge for Izzy. He ain't got nothing in there. Where the team at? Oh, we got J-Mac giving excellent instructions over there to Keem the Dream.
Your winner by unanimous decisions is Keem the Dream
Yo, y'all hear me?
Yep.
What up?
Dream. What up?
Dumatron, Francis, what up, y'all? Yeah, good show, man, good show. Like I always say, I like the back and forth, man. Shout out to Ock. I didn't know Ock spoke Spanish, though. I heard him in the background talking to somebody. I swear I didn't know that.
Polígrafo.
He Puerto Rican.
I didn't know that. He's Puerto Rican for real?
Bruh,
But I had no idea. I swear I didn't know that. All right, bet. Now I'm tuning in. Just good show this morning, man. Look, he said some interesting things. So the biggest thing I think is, Charlo not at 168. That's a big one. So I guess my question would be, do y'all think should Charlo move up to 68 and get a fight at 68 against a good name to get the Canelo fight? I mean, is that worth it? Like, you know what I mean? That's what I think too. But that's what I'm asking, because he's not at Canelo's weight class. So
man, that's bad advice, because there's nothing to say that he's gonna get the fight. He ain't fucking get it when he was at 60.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I think that's bad advice too. But it's just a question I pose, because they're not at the same weight class. So does Charlo keep chasing Canelo, goes to 68 and tries to get a fight and make a name or whatever, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't. In reality, I don't see that fight happening, because they're two different weight classes right now. They had a chance to make that fight happen when they was, in the same weight class, but I don't see it happening unless Canelo goes down. But he doesn't seem like he wants to. He's campaigning at 68, so I don't know. I don't see Canelo Charlo happening, man. Not with the way things look right now. But yeah, that's all I got, man. Appreciate you.
All right.
How'd it camp? Hope it's good.
Camp is great. Camp is great, man. Camp is great. Been sparring, been working. We ready, man. Been at weight. Camp is good, man. Everything's ready to go.
Good as dead. Still busting up nose, huh?
All
peace.
right. We got
Who's that?
everyone except Coach Myers on the boomerang.
All right.
Coach Myers on the boomerang.
Coach Myers.
Hey, you get my boomerang to J-Mac.
J-Mac.
Boomerang.
Bring him back. Bet you he gon' talk some smack.
Bring him back. Bring him back.
No J-Mac. No J-Mac. J-Mac is in the middle of a thing or two.
Hey, what happened?
CYP. No? You don't want that, CYP?
Yo, listen. Don't listen. When somebody super chats something negative about me, go ahead and read that. Like, I want people to see that people bother me before I bother them. So don't play victim. This man say I'm the only millionaire who lives in the ghetto. I live in Chino Hills, California. If that's the ghetto, then everybody on this damn call live in the ghetto. But at the end of the day, boxing expert, I'm going to give you some advice. It's not good to poke a bear. We're grown-ass men. Nobody wants to have to fight a grown-ass man who's bigger and stronger than you. Stop picking on me, dog, because I will turn this into a real firefight. Firefight. Leave me alone, my guy. CYP out.
I'm going to put you to sleep.
Alrighty then. Edwin Solano. I know your number by heart now. What's up?
How you guys doing?
All good. Good morning.
Morning, champ.
Good morning.
What's up?
Yeah, you don't think it'll be a big fight? Charlo goes undisputed at 160 and then tries to go get Canelo?
Yeah, but he can't get undisputed, man. Nobody want to fight him, and he don't want to fight Andrade at 160, and Triple G don't want to fight him at 160. So who's he gonna fight? How's he gonna fight the Japanese dude at 160 when he's with Top? It's just too difficult.
Oh, yeah, because then there'll be a mega fight, I think.
Yo, Canelo gets to do undisputed at 68 because he's Canelo. Everybody wants to fight Canelo. It's their highest payday, so Canelo gets to make the fight. He could go back down to 160 and undisputed there too because Triple G want to fight him, Andrade want to fight him, and guess what? Charlo wants to fight him. Everybody wants to fight Canelo. It's different for these other guys. They could only wish to be undisputed. Canelo actually can be undisputed in almost any division. If he moves to 75, you think Better Beef don't want to fight him? Of course he wants to fight him. And that's what I'm saying. He has all the fucking keys, but these dudes don't realize that. Show me who's dying and lining up to fight Bud and Earl the way that they lining up to fight Canelo. People are okay to take a loss with Canelo because they know what it represents. They know what it represents. That dude... If he wanted to, he could come back down to 54 and Jermall wants to fight him. He can do what he wants.
Yeah.
He could catch weight Jermall and say, yo, we're going to fight at 157. And then catch weight Jermall, we're going to fight at 164. And then catch weight Better Be even say we're going to fight at fucking 170. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's the man. Like, it's what Floyd was able to do. When we wanted Floyd to fight Golovkin, he could have told Golovkin, fight me at 156. Fight me at 154. Fight me at 153 if you really serious. When you the man, you put the pressure on him. You know.
Yeah, yes, that's I'm frustrated with the other guys. Like they want this big fight with the Canelo, but then they don't want to do the work, and it's frustrating. And I'm just putting ideas out there. And then this like, oh, he's my friend thing. It's kind of getting annoying. To be honest.
Who's
like,
friends?
Oh, he's my friend. I don't want to fight him.
Oh, you talking about
like
Andrade Jacobs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or
yeah, but I mean, I give Jacobs a pass because Jacobs fought Derevyanchenko before anybody. Jacobs fought Selecki before all of them. Jacobs fought Canelo, Triple G, Peter Quillen, Mora. Fucking Ishe.
No, no. I'm just saying on the Andrade's resume.
Yeah, but but Andrade can't say Jacobs is his friend. Jacobs is allowed to say he got a friend. He fought enough.
Oh yeah. No, and I heard Andrade say that. That's what I'm saying. It. Yeah, so it gets and then Berchelt and Valdez fought, and they were friends. And no one put that out there.
Yo, Edwin, thanks for calling in. But listen, you're absolutely right. And you know what? Top Rank put it out there. It's a motherfucking TikTok video flying around of Valdez and Miguel Berchelt talking, saying like how, yo, you my brother, thank you for giving me this fight. Yo, let's meet up after this, And look at Berchelt. He went back home and got a fucking parade and Oscar. Well, Berchelt got a strong welcome. It's all over social media, but Oscar got a parade. And it's just like, that's how it should be. But, we get called Latin bias because we big up our Latinos. And I don't get it. Like, you should just be bigging up the fights, man. Like, bigging up the fighters. Like, that's your fighter. Big them up. Win, lose, or draw. Big them up.
Stay 10 toes down, man. 10 toes down and rock with him.
I'm still rocking with Keith.
Rocking with Dillian White, my Jamaican brethren. Everybody talk about he shouldn't do this and that. I don't give a damn. I love the way he talks shit. You know what I mean? And he get in there and try to do the damn thing, man. I love it.
And y'all hear me out here still trying to get Keith big fights. Like, I still fuck with my dudes even after they lose, We all know, Wilder versus AJ Ruiz, big fight, Thurman, Crawford, Earl Spence, big fight, The list goes on and on, man. So, they got to fight, though. They got to fight. But let me get to, I think, Davidian and Buffalo Falls.
Yo, what's good, Ness?
What up?
What's good, Francis? Dumatron.
What's happening?
What's good? Not much. It's a great show. I'm just listening. So Canelo mentioned Jermall Charlo?
Yes, sir. He was asked
That's
about
what's
Charlo.
up. That'd be dynamite. Like that fight would be dynamite. I can't say nothing bad about Cinnamon. He be doing his thing. He fighting tomorrow, right?
Yep.
Against Yildirim. Yep. Man. Okay, I can't wait. I can't wait to watch that and beat Yildirim down. But
so you got the zone.
Yeah, of course.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I got the zone. I went back to it. I was kind of like, there's no fight, so I'm gonna get off of it. But When there's decent fights, I'm gonna watch it, of course.
sure.
I pay for everything though. You don't ever hear me talking about no streaming or nothing like that.
You know God is watching.
Yep. But nah, great call, and yeah, that Valdez fight was dynamite though. Respect to both of them. But yeah, that's my call. God bless y'all.
Thank you, brother. That is.
Did you just sing the drummer boy? Ba-ra-pa-pum-pum.
Oh shit. It looks like we got another caller on Blog Talk, but you haven't pressed 1. So if you don't, we are out. And that's GTO.
Get over here!
Instagram and Twitter. Blog Talk. Anybody on Blog Talk, press 1 now. If you want to be on, I need to know that you're not just listening, because there's a bunch of you on there, but if you don't notify us, okay, here we go. I see you. Don't press it again, buddy. I got you. I'm coming to you. But you guys can't give your outros. We are basically on our last bit of callers. We got a few more here. If you're going to call in, that number is 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time to voice your opinion on the Voice of the People hotline, or you could add Nestor Gibbs on Skype. And it looks like it could be a new caller.
We do got a super chat real quick from Boxing Expert. He said, I apologize for hurting your feelings. I'm out. Boxing Expert with the gentleman's route.
Yeah, that's actually very, very refreshing to see, man. You know what I mean? That he is capable of issuing a genuine apology.
He's able to put a pause on the trolls.
Houston,
status.
Texas, talk to us. This is Texas. Stand up.
What's up? What's up, Ness? It's Brandon from Houston, man.
What up?
I was calling. Yeah. What's up, bro? I was just calling in because, like, I hear people talking about Charlo, and, like, you're talking to Ak, and he was saying Charlo needs to do something. He needs to do something. Like, it's like, well, who, in place of Charlo in December, after he's already become undisputed, who would he be facing that's a bigger name than Charlo at that point? Like, he faced Billy Joe Saunders and, Plant in September. So in December, who would he be facing that's a bigger name? Like, who else would be bigger than Charlo at that point? My only solution would be for David Benavidez and Charlo to fight in September, and the winner of that fight gets Canelo in December. That puts a lot of pressure on him to accept that fight, because if Charlo and Benavidez fight and everybody loves it, and he sees the winner of that fight, he still moves down to 160 to fight that Japanese dude, that's a bad look, in my opinion. That's all I have to say.
I mean,
thank you for your call, Brandon.
Listen, this beyond me.
That's what I'm saying. You know what's a bad look to you? I don't know that it's a bad look to him. You know, going to Japan, that's another market, man. He's expanding his brand. What the fuck did Tyler? Is that Tyler?
Tyler Perry?
Oh, no, that was not. No, I thought that was the amateur we had on the show before. All right, that is everybody now. We got to everybody. Coach Myers hit us with a super chase. I don't know if y'all mentioned it yesterday, but Povetkin's promoter won a purse bid for Wilder versus Povetkin for 7 points. Yeah, we mentioned that there was some Povetkin is involved in a lot. Remember, his Vlad purse was also
astronomical,
$27 million. And Jordan Carter comes through and says, Ness versus Jordan, 2021. Uh-oh.
He does. Did that for March 13th, man.
The list is growing. You know? That's why my purses is so big, because, like, I got mad options, man. I'm like, if I shoot you, I'm brainless. But if you beat me, you know, you famous.
Welcome to the club, man. My boy.
Yo, that's everybody, man. Oh, no. Jumping on is the ringer.
Ringer status.
Get your ass in the ring and
Ain't no hard button. Boxing motherfucker like this.
BoxingWords.com.
Hey, Daddy. Boxing thinking man's game. This is $1. Skill. Up here. You gotta get out and think of motherfucker. That's what BoxingWords.com.
TV was happening, people?
What up?
What's going on, Champa Lampa?
Boy, everything crazy, man. Shout out to all y'all, bro. Y'all held it down. Shout out to all. I like that cat. I'm starting paying attention to him a little bit more. Shout out to Canelo. I think Canelo gonna fight Jermall. Shout out. He gonna get tired of. I'm glad he get tired of hearing motherfuckers saying he ducking, because that should make you want to fight a motherfucker. You did. Shout out to Border Wars. Shout out to every boxer, man. Regardless if you think the motherfucker trash or not. Shout out to every goddamn fan. You know what I'm saying? Regardless if you bias or not. Just shout out to the whole boxing world. We can make this shit a better place. You understand? I'm out there camp. Y'all stay up.
Yes, sir. We out. Next GTO.
Sarcastic came through real quick. Shinobi status. Ooh. Sarcastic sarcasm says, Ness, you need to start sending these folks being interviewed some goodies like shirts or coffee mugs for self-promotion purposes. Ak is around stars.
Yeah, man. I mean, we waiting for like a company that has like goodies. A company that may have some goodies that may want to partner up with us, since we interview stars and Ak is around stars, and we can send their merchandise to these stars. You know, that's what we're looking for. Corey Frank says, yo, I ain't got a Border Wars fight, man.
So you find Esteban, man.
You know you got to back up, dog. You fighting Esteban, and then Esteban.
Is it at 60 or 68?
60, yeah?
Is at 60.
But he won at 62. Perfect.
But if they don't want to fight each other, I got 2 fighters for them in the gym. These young boys waiting to line up with y'all. Waiting. With all that young 16-year-old energy, man. And remember, that dude ain't look 16. I'm telling y'all, he's big. I was shocked. Like, yo, what's going on, man? That's what I said. What's going on? But yo, that's everybody.
And you got anybody for Doomy in the gym?
For Doomy ain't taking no. Doomy.
I'm at the corner. Yo, is it true that Willie's gonna be ref for all the fights?
Ain't nobody say nothing about ref. Celebrity judge. Ain't nobody say nothing about ref.
No, you said ref. That's why I got excited.
I never said ref.
Look, you make mistakes, and we'll go back.
Your brain made the mistake because you wanted to take the day off. You wanted to fight Deacon.
Not even. Yo, because at this point I stopped training. But I'm saying, like, and I wouldn't even mind getting in there sparring and stuff like that. But yo, I thought I was gonna be able to corner, man.
I mean,
can I still? Nah, I can't corner.
Corner for who?
Nah, I was gonna corner for Marv if he if he needed it. He had mentioned it to me a while back. He had mentioned that.
I'm sure you can ask Willie Monroe to, ref one fight if that's what you're doing. But
do I bring a fresh, brand new set with a fresh bow tie for Willie?
I mean, I don't know. I just call you the man of many hats. Last minute, you want to ref fights. You want to coach corners. You want to take a fight like. Cha is your name, man.
Never mind. Anybody else on there that might have just pulled up on us?
Nah, man. We about to pull up out of here, man. Yo, Francis, you know King Black?
No, who that?
What? I thought you was like... Oh, no, he ain't Jamaican. He from Panama.
Ask me that question.
Damn.
You know Japanese?
Damn.
I don't know Japanese.
Yeah.
Man, you don't know nobody in Panama.
We out, though. Next GTO, Instagram, and Twitter. Catch us on the next one. What's today? Friday. Man, I might come back for real because I'm T.O. Senior said he'll be available today. I've been hitting Peter Khan, waiting for him. I mean, man, I'm gonna have to call him. I expected he would have hit me with a message by now.
Shinobi.
His phone must be blowing up with the Cambroso news.
Coach Myers got some suggestions on the super chat. And he wants to know when it's going to happen, champ. Wow. U.S. versus U.K. border wars. Make it happen, Ness.
Bro, we need a sponsor, man. It's very expensive to get to the U.K., let alone they not even open. They on shutdown over there. You know what I mean? They can't even do no venues. So it would have to be.
When it happens, that shit going to be big.
It would have to be. Though. It would have to be UK dudes coming over here because we the ones
take a vacay down to Florida. Yeah, come on,
we the ones that could do an event. But if it's us going over there, yo, we need a big sponsor, man. That shit is expensive, bro. Them hotels expensive. The flights expensive. I mean, you can get flights if you book them in time at a decent number, but it's just like, for me, I always look at it like, damn, I'm really about to spend $550, $600 on a flight to the UK when I could spend that shit to go to like the Caribbean. Like the UK is always so cold and like icky looking. It's like always gloomy, like, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's just not my thing, man. It's not my, you know what I'm saying, buildings and shit. I want to see sand and palm trees and blue beaches, not like London bridges and you know, I don't know. It's not just
a little foggy.
Thing. Very foggy, bro. I'm telling you, I remember being, I mean, look, they get mad too, like, oh, you wasn't in London, you was in Manchester. I mean, man, listen, man, Manchester, London, that shit felt the same, you know, it felt wet. You know what I'm saying?
Pause.
You know what I'm saying? Shit was crazy,
Yeah,
man.
we check your messages. But yeah, man.
Got you.
Which ones, me or you?
I focus on you.
But yo, any other fights that are potentially on the table from the gym? Any fights that you're putting together from the gym that might make the card?
We're gonna have the female fight. We're gonna get to show you. I don't know if we're gonna get to show you, man, because he might not even allow it to be recorded because, you know, he don't wanna. He's fearful that she might not be able to get work. I'm telling her I could line her up with some work. You know what I'm saying? That's nothing. You know who's down here? Lady Tyson is that. I mean, what's her name? What she calls herself? The one.
Well, no, Lady Tyson is what they call her.
Oh, that's what they call her. Perfect. So
that's Lady Tyson, man.
Yeah.
I'm actually impressed. And look, and she's young.
She's down here sparring in Orlando with this Puerto Rican Olympian, and yeah, man. I mean, look, there's work for females.
She's gonna be, bro. If she develops that style, and it looks like she's doing wonderful already, but if she learns to develop that style and like that's her, and she masters that, bro, it's gonna be some action-packed fights. that style, you gotta be fast, you gotta close the distance, and you gotta be hitting hard, man. So it'll be exciting to see her grow.
Little article drop. Listen to this article that dropped. Accusation. Oh my God. Look at this quote. It's ugly between Teofimo Lopez and Top Rank. And the road to purse bid includes an email obtained by the Athletic from Todd DeBuff where he tells the Zone brass it's a brazen act to allow Eddie to bid after removing Ramirez Taylor.
Say
You checked it?
I'm actually answering right now.
Okay, cool.
I don't get it though, but what he means after moving Ramirez Taylor, did he mean like moving it, like closing the deal? Like after we
I don't think it meant that.
Like after we close that deal, it's a brazen act for you to bid on Tio. Like, damn, we just closed that deal and now you gonna stab us in the back. Like, what the hell does he mean?
And who was that said that?
It's a quote from Todd DeBuff to the Zone.
I'm pretty sure there's some feelings going on with that whole thing and the way it played out. Nobody, I guess, was expecting that 6 milli. What the dilly. Shout out to Thriller though, man. Shit. Stepping up.
But the conversation that Bob had yesterday, that didn't sound as bad as the quotes. Like, even though the quotes are his words, when you hear the phone call with the reporter that he put it out, Bob ain't even mad. Like, he's not mad.
He chilling. Quick 800,000 in 5 minutes. Is that what he said?
Listen.
Easy money.
No, but I'm talking about Eddie, the Eddie part. Even when maybe Todd DeBuff is mad, which is the younger, the dude that we assume will take over. But Bob ain't mad. Bob literally said on that phone call, and I'm going to paraphrase slightly, like something around the lines like, when pushed, like, yo, so are you upset? Is this going to affect Anthony Joshua and Fury negotiation? He was like, of course not. Are you crazy? Like,
It'd be dumb if they.
So he's like, yo, we're mad, but we ain't mad. And then he's like, yo, but what do you mean? He's like, well, Eddie needs to watch his back. So what that tells me is, because his next sentence was like, when he goes to purse bid with a non-top rank fighter or ESPN fighter, we're gonna jam a purse bid up his ass. So what he's saying is, they're gonna show up to a purse bid that Eddie's at, and they're gonna drive the prices. Remember, a purse bid is an auction. So when they say, opening bid and Top Rank opens up with something high,
he didn't think it was worth more. He said that he went over a little bit on it. And he thought it was worth $2 million, and he went up, to 2.3. I mean, Bob is Bob, bro. I think at this age too, he's like, man, I've been doing this for so long. I already know what it is. If they want to buy, if they even in that report, they even talked about him, possibly being interested in getting a buyout for the contract. So if Thriller's so excited about Teo, let him come buy the contract.
Yes, sir.
And I'm up for that too. So Bob is about his bread, man, and he knows how far he can hold on and push these guys. It is what it is.
Well, Adrian, what up?
Adrian.
Wisconsin.
Adrian. Hey, Adrian.
All right,
No?
that's it. He's just listening.
Yeah,
we out. Next GT on Instagram and Twitter. Catch you on the next one. Peace.
You can find next to Sports Talk. My name is Francis, and you catch me at the Way Boxing and the Way on IG and YouTube. Peace.
Damn, let me do the Hot Wheels. And my name is Alex _Doomsday_LAINEZ, and that is on IG and TikTok. Dance moves all the time. Alex TVV and Twitter. And if you are interested in this show and want to become a member, just hit that link in the video description. It'll send you straight to the 3 tiers we offer. Take advantage of all the cool emojis and icon badges and much more. We appreciate your support. Hit that icon bell, because if you ain't shaking, you ain't baking.
Yo, look at this little note, because this won't make it to be a show. Ramirez signs the Golden Boy. I don't know that I like that.
Wait, but who was Ramirez with? PBC?
Ramirez was with Bob.
With Bob? Oh, okay. Well, why is... all right, on the next one.
He signed with Bob. Peace.